Greetings, or what is up, and a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is hiding, and the Magpie is casting. Coming to you guys right now with what is going to be some live Company of Heroes 2 games. This fantastic Midday Magpie. And let me just see, I'm just making sure I've got all my settings correct. Unfortunately, some of my settings got erased, so I'm having to redo the levels here in real time. But anyway, yes, a very good morning to all of you out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let's have a quick look at the schedule for this week. Not that everyone doesn't know already, but I'm just kind of trying to get used to doing these things on the regs. So yes, Midday Magpie will be coming at you today, obviously, and this Friday. And this has been quite a good schedule so far, so I think I'll keep doing this next week. Let's see now. Oh my god, we've got 9 viewers already. This is this is so cool. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Makes my day. So, without further ado, let's fire up Company of Heroes 2. And whilst that one's loading up and looking for a game, I think. Hey, Emma Duranke, good to see you there. Good day to you too, sir. Hooray! Looks like chat's working and everything. We've been having some real trouble with these alerts, to be honest. It's been a problem. I'm gonna have to switch service provider, but I haven't got around to doing that. I meant to spend some time yesterday working on the stream, but actually I had to go and help my family with some stuff in a pandemic responsible, socially distant way. Yes. But no, I had to go out to the countryside and help them. There was a problem involving some stuff and some things, but that's all been resolved now. It was really nice actually because it was so sunny and I got to spend some time working outdoors in the sun, so that was lovely. Right, now let's have a look. See which games. Who have we got playing on the ladder today? Oh, how mysterious! That actually looks like quite a cool game. Yeah, I'm gonna make the executive decision to jump into this one here. So, without further ado, let us launch into Company of Heroes 2. Feeding McFrans, yes, I have got the cool shirt on today. Yes, indeed. Magistern, that is on my to-do list to write the schedule into, in fact, to just develop the entire of the underneath area of my Twitch stream. As soon as I get some time, that's going to be coming on there. Morning, Jono. Good to see you in chat there. Oh yeah, this is quite a cool shirt. Hey, thanks. I'm glad people like it. This is actually there's a British psytrance / raving brand called. Hey, Datton Calendar, raiding with a party of 2. Welcome aboard, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. What was I? Oh dear, looks like we've got some slightly AFK. Oh, this is 15 seconds worth of AFK pioneers here. But I'll introduce these 2 players in a second. I was just talking about this this shirt. There's this British brand called Cyberdog, and they do like raving gear. And they've ever since I was like a young kiddo, they've always been ridiculously cool. And this is one of theirs. So like a lot of their stuff is like UV sensitive and stuff. It looks well good in the club. So yeah, that's what we're wrapping today. Anyway. Looks like here on Feymanville Approach, spawning in the south, we've got the Wehrmacht forces of ? And spawning in the north, playing as the United Kingdom forces, we have got Barcode. So I'm just going to call them Question and Barcode, I think. So, I don't know. This one was top of the live game ladder. Had a few observers already. I have no idea who either of these 2 guys are, and they've gone to some lengths to preserve their anonymity here. Yes. We're just going to have to see if this is going to be a good game. One has to think it should be, because it was top of the live game ladder, but we will see. Jibba Jabba Jobber, good to see you there. Good morning, friend. Have I played any ones yet? No, I haven't had time. Although what I have done is found some cool StarCraft 2 replays. Ding! Yes, that's the thing. And I played some 0K yesterday for the first time with a couple of mates. We just blasted open 0K, gave it a go. Clearly a great RTS, absolutely. Not the highest production values. That one is definitely being made by people who are passionate about it and, not being bankrolled by any huge producer, but that seems to be great. 0K is one hell of an RTS, clearly. Taking a massive amount of inspiration from Total Annihilation, which hits me right in the feels. Total Annihilation was one of my favourite RTSs. I played so much of that in the 90s and beyond. Even at university, we were playing that over the LAN, the university network. We played a lot of Total Annihilation. We modded the hell out of it. And it seems to be all of the best aspects of that game are present in 0K. So 0K, really exciting. God knows what that looks like at the high level of play, but if I can try and find some replays, I'm game to give that one a look. It's really sweet. Barco's name is apparently Hrabans, which stands for Raven, the bird. Oh, okay, there we go. 0K actually uses the original TA engine, but heavily modded? Are you for real? No wonder it felt so familiar and authentic to Total Annihilation. Wow! Are you for real? That's insane. Thanks, Jibba Jabba Jobber. I thought for sure it was like a sort of faithfully intended remake, because like who would still be using that engine? But damn! Well, that explains why some of the graphics look the way they do. Like, just the way the units turn and the way the three-dimensionality is rendered and so forth. Like, it just seemed so nostalgic. That's insane. Yes, I was playing games in the 90s. Oh man, Jono, oh, making the Magpie feel his grey feathers here. Not that he has any of those, but seriously, yeah, I was playing RTS in the 90s, buddy. I played Command and Conquer, I played StarCraft, Total Annihilation, and like a load of other less successful ones. RTS in the 90s, it was a hell of a time to be playing the genre, to be honest. Absolutely mad. Oh, Datton, it doesn't run on TA's engine? I'm... Beep, 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 beep. Oh, well, we're getting some controversy there in chat, but we'll see. I mean, it certainly does feel like it runs on a heavily modified version of the TA engine. It feels so faithful. Anyway, it looks like we do have a German infantry doctrine pick here, which we're super used to seeing. Although it has been a couple of days, been a couple of games since we've seen Vermac pick this on the channel. It's still definitely super heavy in the meta. And to be honest, if there's a map or a style of map where this doctrine could be very useful, I think it's going to be on these smaller, more claustrophobic maps. So yeah, this is probably an okay map for German infantry doctrine. You all know my reservations about this commander, but I am still open to seeing it kick some ass, and it's still one of the more dynamic commanders, and it still does address a lot of Vermac's weaknesses, but I'm still not convinced that it's necessarily worth as much as players seem to be putting value in it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very TA-like engine. Okay, cool. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, because the original TA engine is so old. I would be so amazed if it was running literally on that engine. Okay, well, anyway, there we go. Jono, you played the original CNC and Red Alert 1. Well, guess what? Oh yeah, dude, I played them on the PlayStation a lot as well. No way. Yeah, I was playing RTS with a controller like a real nerd. That was me and my friends' jam when it came to Command & Conquer. We were playing that shizzle on the PlayStation for show. It actually, which was really nice because it used an improved version of the engine, which they never released on PC. So you had much smoother graphics and some other nice tweaks when you played it on PlayStation, which they just never brought to PC. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, what was I going to say? Damn it, there was something else that I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, that's right. It's like, what are we now? We're on Wednesday the 3rd. On the 7th, that's when the new that's when the new Command & Conquer Remastered package comes out. I'll be buying that and playing it for sure. I'll try and play it on release. That's a Sunday, isn't it? Let me just check my calendar here. Yeah, so it comes out on Sunday. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to stream on Sunday, but if I am, I will make an announcement here on the Twitch below the stream and on my Twitter @MagpieCaster. And on my YouTube in the community section. That's youtube.com/Magpie842. So if you want to join in for the live stream of Magpie getting his ass kicked on the Command & Conquer Remastered, Day 0, then you can do that. That's a thing you can do. You can come along and just be like, Magpie, you're such a noob. Why didn't you micro that flame tank? It was just one flame tank. Wow, if anyone gets that reference. Then yeah, you can come and do that, and that was going to be really fun. And if somehow we can't stream on Sunday, and even if we do stream on Sunday, then I will be streaming the hell out of Command & Conquer Remastered on Monday the 8th and on Midday Magpie. So yeah, Command & Conquer is going to be coming here on the stream. It's got the whole soundtrack remastered as well, so it's going to be utterly great. I'm just really looking forward to that. Yeah, Dune was another great RTS. That was Westward. They were the developers who did all the Command & Conquer series, but they cut their teeth on Dune, which was a fine RTS as well. And then they became one of the many, many casualties that EA caused. Well, I'm not even going to call it a casualty that they caused. It was a murder they did. EA bastards have killed off so many good developers. I mean, how can you kill off Westward so horribly? And Criterion, and I mean, the list goes on. I'm not going to have the full rant here, but suffice to say, EA, not in my opinion, the healthiest thing for video gaming. So, all right. We're 7 minutes into this game. Some stuff has been happening. UKF are firmly on the back foot. Double MG42 has been keeping the pressure on here, enabling the Axis positions to creep forward and hold ground. The Universal Carrier here with the Vickers gun is doing its best to police their advances, and the British Army is now catching up in complexity. The Assault Officer and the Vickers gun here going to be answering in kind. Medical packs are now up on the Tommies. The Royal Engineers are here, and I imagine we'll see 5-man squad upgrade finishing at some point quite soon. So hopefully, Barcode's going to be able to move out onto the map here. Let's have a quick look at the commanders on the roster here for Barcode. We've got the Mobile Assault Regiment with the land mattress and the other spicy tools. This is probably a favourite of mine. Not my favourite entirely, but a favourite for sure. Royal Engineer Regiment. Hey, the Ava with the Dustbin Petard mortar. And we've got Tactical Support Regiment. which is kind of a bit of an all-rounder there. So yeah, those are the commanders. Those are the options here for Barcode. We'll see a choice when they think that it's the right time to make one. Oh my god! Emma Duranke, is that for real? The artist who did the CNC music has their own band. Can you tell me the name of the band? I would love that. I mean, I'm sure I could find out on Google, but it would just be interesting to know right now. Because, dude, I have all his music, all of the CNC playlists, like track lists, on all of my music devices at all times. Those soundtracks are too legendary. That's it, yeah, Frank Kaplacki, that's it. Yeah, the music is a bit hit and miss, but that's great because you can just play the good ones. Absolutely, he did so much experimental stuff, and he had a really good feel for like funky, industrial, metallic sort of beats and sounds, and I just love it. I love it. And also, I mean, who can deny the likes of Hell March? I mean, what a track. Oh, a couple of squads of German units here, turbo low. Vickers gun has them in arc. The AEC as well chipping in, does get the pick off on that Grenadier squad. Perhaps a touch unlucky for the Wehrmacht player there, whose roster is becoming perilously depleted. Stormtroopers are here, and the Panzer Shrek upgrade is done on them. So there are tools here to help ward off this armoured assault that is being spearheaded by the AEC and the Universal Carrier. However, that's actually just not enough, is it? One Shrek will not do. Leichter Mechanized Company is not done, so there's no option for a pack gun yet. And the munitions are just not there for additional Shreks quite yet either. So something of a dire situation, but heroic Pioneers get the cut-off. That is cutting off a vast amount of resources and slicing down the UKF advantage. But if these Pioneers are lost, and they are, I wonder if this is too much to pay. The Wehrmacht roster already has been taking a beating, is heavily depleted. How on earth are they going to be able to get anything done here? Well, for now, they do have control over a fuel and a VP, so things not turbo dire. But, yeah. Sorry, I'm just having a look. Oh, nobody's telling me the name of the band. That's okay, I'll just have to Google it, it's no problem. I'm always a strong advocate that people should Google and get information themselves. So, okay, yeah, 5-man squad upgrades are done, so the noose very much tightening. Look in the top right, look in the top left. This is a nightmare right now for Wehrmacht. This is looking utterly devastating. What? Oh my god. NVIDIA GeForce Experience, you are so intrusive. Many times have I told it to not launch when my computer starts up, and every time it installs an update, it redoes all those settings. It's very frustrating. Apologies for the pop-ups here. The Tiberian Suns. That is a great name for that man's band. Excellent stuff. That's just hilarious. Okay, so we've got the 5-man squad upgrade, the veteran squad leader with G43 starting to come down on some of these Grenadiers. So some extra poke will be present on these lists, on these Grenadiers here. More Grenadiers going to be added into the roster here. Actually, question is floating a bit of manpower. Sort of raises a slight eyebrow for me. I'm sure that they will take additional choices here. We're just not building like the Mechanized Company. Maybe these Pioneers are about to start that. Oh my god, he's going straight to support Armor Corps. That's so brave. Okay, question mark out here trying something new. Does actually have nearly enough fuel for an Ostwind, which would actually beat most of these units. I mean, you have to be careful because the Hex Pounder AT gun is just moving out now. Quickfire AT gun coming out. Yep, thanks, A-Game. You guys rock. Thank you for googling for me whilst I'm casting. That's so awesome. Awesome. Datton, you missed the start. Well, that's okay, buddy, because I was waiting for you to come along and ask about the bulletins. So now we can look. Question is rolling with Grenadier DPS, and Barcode is rolling with Tommy DPS, Royal Engineer experience, or like so 5% increase in experience, and Vickers accuracy. So there we go. A bit more of a broad spread there, and we'll have to keep an eye out. That Vickers gun has been doing some work, contributing to a couple of squad wipes already. We're going to see a UKF sniper. Oh, Barcode kind of starting to style a little bit here, and that just seems like a sweet choice. I like it. Yeah, Tiberian Suns. I will be finding them on YouTube for sure. Possibly I might put on some of their stuff. I think after hopefully if we have time today. It's been really busy for me recently. Work has been kicking up, and there's been some other stuff that needs my attention. But if we have time today, I would love to stream some Magic. So that's maybe a thing that we can do afterwards, or even some StarCraft. I found some sweet replays. Got some StarCraft 2 replays on the go. So yeah, it'd be really cool to do that. And then when we start doing that, I could put some Tiberian Suns music on. That would be really fun. All right, so the Scottish sniper is out. The boys 55 caliber will be scoping out for German skulls, and we're going to see momentarily exactly what the intentions are for this fairly rapid support armor core tech, having skipped like the mechanized company for question here. And yeah, we'll just have to see what the intention is. I actually even wouldn't hate a Stug here because it's budget and would be useful against all these targets, and you can probably keep it safe from the AEC and the M1AT gun, so I think I would quite like that. Anyway, the Scottish sniper is out here, going to bust his first German skull. An MG42 crew member going to be going down to that geezer, and if he's well microed, if he's looked after, the British sniper, one of the most scary units out there. I mean, if you can't get to grips with him, and with a German army this small, which is not really going to be building 222s or anything like that anytime soon, this sniper looks poised to go on to do some work here. I mean, there's no mortar either, so this sniper, as long as Barcode doesn't fall asleep on the micro, ought to be doing a lot of work. Oh, he's taking more shots, but he kind of rolled a miss there. I think he was firing at the retreating squad. Is there some kind of ambush bonus if they attack out of stealth? Which unit are we talking about here? Stormtroopers. I think we're talking about Stormtroopers. If so, I don't believe they get an accuracy bonus coming out of stealth. Let's just have a quick look. Stormtroopers are able to slowly heal themselves. No, I don't think they get a weapon bonus by attacking from stealth. Isn't the Shrek Sturmtruppen trash? I mean, they're not too bad. You just get one Panzerschreck for 60 munitions. That's like an okay rate. You normally need more than one squad of them to kind of be dependable AT. But I mean, they are a relatively cheap way of getting a Panzerschreck into your list. So, oh my god, that sniper and the Vickers gun. Oh my god, trashing this Axis advance. Dear goodness, that was horrifying stuff. Those Stormtroopers got gibbed. 55 calibers, it turns out, does terrible things to the human chassis. Damn. Whew. Okay, well, this is a really rough spot right now for the Wehrmacht player. Beginning to fall behind in terms of the scoreline, but I would say that Question Mark, despite taking an absolute beating as we have a Panzer IV coming up, I think that Question Mark has probably achieved the bare minimum to sort of have a reasonable chance in the later stages of this game. There's never been a time when they have had no map control. There's never been a time when they've been forced all the way back into the base as the Panzer IV and the AEC are going to start dancing here. So with the Panzer IV now out, if the Wehrmacht player can stabilize, this could be an alright position, perhaps. We're just going to have to see. Let me just make sure that company tech is done. Yeah, so company command tech is done as the UKF base 25 pounder is going to be hurling shells out for a pyrotechnics barrage here. And it's going to be a Cromwell to answer this Panzer IV. Okay. Well, you have to think with the UKF sniper, the Cromwell, and the Hex Pounder, the AEC and the Hex Pounder AT gun, this Panzer IV is going to be in considerable danger. Those are quite a lot of tools to work with. The UKF sniper, oh, it's Vet 1 he gets the critical shot. Okay, so we're not actually there yet. So that's a really good one, basically, of course, when you're trying to put together a vehicle kill. Uh-oh, the sniper here in danger of being flustered. He's going to have to move along the wall, but if he gets revealed, there's a lot of German rifles here. This is a horrible place to be. He wants to sneak left, here we go, and then try to fall back, perhaps. Or you could sneak across this cover here. There we go, yep. So he's going to do that, but the Hex Pounder gets taken out. The AEC kind of in harm's way here as this Panzerschreck is going to be able to acquire it. The boys from Wales feeding in, but this is too many MP40s and KARs, and the boys from Wales go down. Uh-oh, and now the AEC has to give way, and this Hex Pounder might fall into German hands, and that's actually super significant because the German player, remember, has skipped like the mechanized company, so this is tech they shouldn't have, and that's always the strongest thing to put into your build to steal from your opponent, or usually the strongest thing anyway. And look, immediately this Hex Pounder putting holes in the Cromwell. Shrek rounds, finding it. A Faust, gonna connect. Where's the Panzer IV? Ah, it's still not repaired, so it's not going to be able to come in here to get the kill, but that's okay. The Axis unit, look at the top left, look at the top right. Definitely, question mark, has rallied. He has stabilized. This is now a potent and capable and well-matched German force. If we crack the tack, we can see the story, able to hold ground and take on the British army directly. So, yeah, Jibber Jabber John were making some super relevant points about 2 Shreks being optimal, because that's the amount of Shreks which, combined with a pack, can threaten a light vehicle. And, I mean, 1 Shrek's worth of damage is useful, but it just doesn't feel like a lot on medium armor. But 2 Shreks firing in is like, that's a serious contribution, which will often swing the tide of a medium armor battle. So, yeah, you really want 2 Shreks. I mean, perhaps it's just that Panzer Grenadiers, the first units in the game to get Panzer Shreks, always buy them in pairs. And so that's why I just always think of Panzer Shreks being used at like 2 units of damage is like the correct amount in my brain. I don't know if there's some sort of cognitive bias or, I don't know, something going on there. But, so pause here for a sip on my tea. What is going on here? Party time. Okay, that is... There's action going on, but this is just the most beautiful thing I've seen. Wacky inflatable arm wailing tube man. Wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man. Right. Is he just going to be part of this AEC forever? I thought for sure he was going to like fall out of the AEC, but he's not. Oh, Company of Heroes 2 never changed. The most beautiful RTS. Look at this thing go. I'm sorry. I'm so easily distracted. There's really important stuff going on. But this is still happening. Why is this still happening? Oh my god. I love Company of Heroes 2. The engine is just perfection. Okay, there we go. He finally dismounts. His soul is at rest. He's found the afterlife. So we saw there the UK sniper using his stun ability that has broken the turret traverse on the Panzer IV for a considerable duration as well. Jesus, this is super annoying. Wow! God damn, this goes on for ages, but he's now exposed. The Panzer IV has him in arc, and he needs to scramble to get re-camoed. The AEC going to come in as a distraction. Meanwhile, there's combat going on all across mid, but this is probably the most important fight going on, perhaps. The Cromwell still being repaired, but would love to commit to this fight. I'm surprised he's not bringing that in. The AC may opt to use smoke. The UKF sniper coming in to take another shot at this Panzer IV, now down to half health. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, it seems like the Vickers gun made a heroic last stand, but they have been butchered and looted. So the Wehrmacht army continues to get stronger as UKF units are in full retreat, getting gunned down. Now, this UKF army is intact. We have enough core infantry to represent here, but we've lost all technicality, except for the sniper, I suppose. It looks like a mobile assault regiment has been picked, and that is going to be giving the flamethrower to these guys, and also the prospect of the land mattress is now very real. And actually, this seems like a great circumstance for the land mattress. We have just enough units to hide behind, and there are plenty of weapon teams to punish with that unit. So I hope that we do see a land mattress in the near future. I think that that'd be a strong pick here for Barcode. Oh my goodness me. Oh, this has been a good game. What a good one to have jumped straight into. Excitement. That is excitement. Alright. Look at this Axis army that has a Hex Pounder and like at least 1 Vickers gun. Yeah. 3 machine guns on Faymanville. I mean, that is actually probably very nasty, because you can have one in west, 1 in east, and 1 in mid, making life hell for your opponent, going up to 2 Panzer IVs. Barcode, buddy, you better have some kind of a plan to weather the storm. Land mattress. Can we get some VFX on that here? Land mattress. There we go. That's good fun. That's good fun. Alrighty then. It's going to be land mattress versus all kinds of Axis and, frankly, UKF hardware here. And this is going to be... Did the UKF AT gun got destroyed? No. It got... Yeah, it's blue now, indeed. It got blued. So this is This is really nasty. So let's quickly take a look before these two players butt heads once again. They are lining themselves up. Everyone's jockeying for position. The UKF player drawing up his defensive line whilst the Panzer IV's angling, looking for a good approach to get stuck in here. The UKF sniper going to reveal himself. So the Panzer IVs want a piece of that, so they're going to start coming in. The Cromwell is here. The land mattress may very well get exposed here. It's quite far forward, so he could probably creep that back. Oh no, the sniper and the land mattress are actually on top of each other, so this would be quite the prize if the Panzer IVs could access that position. Also, I would love a mortar out of the German player here. That would make life really hard for this this British player. Okay, so the Panzer IV is just tracking back and forth. The Hex Pounder is going to come across. The AEC in a nice position on the flank here to take some additional shots. Can pop smoke and fall back in a second, as well he should. The UKF sniper actually doesn't have line of sight into this fight, and the Cromwell just trading very well. These Tommies need to get out, but they will. The land mattress decides to take some shots, and it finds the MG42 garrisoned in mid, so that area is just going to be exploding for a while here. Is he actually going to get this MG42? Ooh, he does! He gets the MG42. Okay, nice first barrage for that land mattress. But the UKF player has now shown their hand, and now the dynamic is understood. So if Question Mark knows what's what, then Question Mark knows that it's about trying to find a window to dive in and pick off these hard-hitting but very fragile UKF units, like the sniper, like the AEC, like the land mattress. So if we can get that done, then that would be ace. And for the British player, they have to be the rock in the river here. This is all about playing a defensive style, selling themselves as dearly as possible and trying to stabilise, which, to be honest, we're close to doing now. UKF Sniper, AEC, Cromwell, all vetting up against this Panzer II, which also vets up, gets its armoured skirts. The Hex Pounder continuing to chip in rounds, as I really want to take a sip on my drink, but this game is just too exciting, preventing me from being able to access my tea, which I'm now going to do. Ah, that's the stuff, the fuel of casting. How is he holding off two Panzer IVs with that lineup? Great play by UKF. Dude, yeah, I mean, you can hold off two Panzer IVs with a Cromwell, an AEC, and a UKF sniper. It can be done, but I don't usually expect it to be done for this long. Like, the sniper and the AEC, in the face of two Panzer IVs, are very fragile. This sniper now up to 13 kills, 2 stars of veterancy, whereupon he gets the increased survivability and vision range, so it's... Oh, wow, does he just never get a rate of fire increase? Wow, I did not realise that. But at rank 3 gets improved penetration and damage, so probably becomes quite terrifying for armoured units at that point. So that's very interesting. Wow, he's coming so far forward with this... Look at him go, just picking off dudes for value. Christ. So what is this that's flying over? Some kind of UKF thing is flying over. Is that the Air Landing Officer Scout? It is. So that's 50 munitions being spent to find out what's going on. Barcode putting a premium on gathering information at this point, and that's smart. That is smart. Forewarned is forearmed. I like that. Now, for the first time, the German forces have the scoreline advantage in this game. That triple cap has been established for a little while now. 297 for the UKF player, and ticking rapidly under the 332 here for Question Mark. So this game in the balance right now. The UKF player, who got off to such a dominating start, is now having to deal with an Axis player who has all the toys. Wow, look at us. Look at us dig in over here. This is sweet. I'm loving these plays. Emre Duranki with a knowledge bomb here. Apparently it's called a land mattress because the original mattress rocket launcher was a naval landing tool. So this is a land adapted mattress. There we go. But why is it called a mattress? That's something which I would like to know. Yeah, jibber jabber jobber, not wrong there. Every time that AT gun fires at the sniper, there is just a chance that the sniper just catches the AT shell and, like, dies because... I mean, can you imagine what would happen to the human form if you got hit by an anti-tank gun, like a pack gun or a Hex Pounder? Like, even if you stand too close to the barrel when it fires, you'd probably get shattered. Like, it's pretty nasty. Anyway, Stormtroopers coming forward here to try and break this position for Firefly on the queue now. Alright, I love the pick of the Firefly. That actually will change the dynamic of this game very nicely. The AC going to use smoke here to fall back as the Cromwell nudges forwards. The UKF Sniper still alive, but in need of some medical assistance here. Land Mattress going to take a barrage into this location. Probably, this is a speculative barrage, but wants to try and find the Pioneers who are going to try and repair the Panzer. And although there's no damage being dealt, this is actually preventing the repair, I think. So some slight value, but essentially a miss there for the UKF player. But, I mean, the problem is the triple cap. The problem is the fact that your Wehrmacht opponent has double fuel, double muni. Or at least is about to get the double muni. You know, this is rough times here to be a barcode in this game. So, This is really scary. Okay, well, I might have a Google about why the mattress was called the mattress later. Pardon me. Um, it's funny, actually. I started re-watching some World War II history documentaries because it's been a while since I brushed up on my World War II history. So I'm feeling a little bit more sort of in touch with all of that stuff. What a fascinating period of history, utterly terrifying. Like, thank God we never have to live through, or I so far have not had to live through anything like those times. And I don't just mean World War II, I mean everything from the turn of the century onwards, basically. Here comes the Firefly. The tulips are done, immediately throwing a slap into the face of this Panzer IV. Yo, buddy, you might want to think about kiting here. Panzer IV going to try here. The tulips connecting for a fantastic stun. And now the main gun on the Firefly, which I believe was like 88mm, or like it was pretty huge. He gets the Panzer IV! And this is why we buy tank hunters. Love it! Alright, yeah, it was like a high velocity gun, wasn't it, on the Firefly? I wish I would know. I might have to Google that after this one as well. Why was the land mattress called the mattress, and what gun is on the Sherman Firefly? I've actually seen and touched, that sounds so weird, a Sherman Firefly. Couple of Sherman Fireflies, actually. Yeah, there's almost always one at this World War II event that I tend to go to every year. So, yeah. Just don't know why that just popped into my mind. The Firefly has a 17-pounder gun. Thanks for the knowledge bomb there, Emma Duranke.
Extra firepower is now available for units.
Okay. Alright, UKF finally get some boots onto a VP. The trouble is, Axis Stormtroopers, oh my god, look how much damage these Stormtroopers are starting to do. Oh god, the flame grenade comes down. Air Landing Field Officer, I mean, he does good damage, but not when he's being faced by this many MP30s, sorry. And, oh god, he's rinsing the Stormtroopers, trading for a good amount of damage there and getting out mostly intact. Weapon racks have finally finished now for Barcode, so the Bren guns are blazing. Oh, what is this, though? Fragmentation bombing run! Ah! Oh!
Squad knocked out.
Oh! Oh no! Oh god, that was... Oh god! I'll find my words, I will. That was the heart of the British Army. And he doesn't have anything like the manpower or the munitions to rebuy the Bren guns and those Tommies. Oh god, well he immediately has to rebuy one of the squads. I mean, that is not optional. You cannot play this game without core infantry, especially when you're down at 117 and ticking. That may have been a game-winning fragmentation bombing run. Jesus. Oh. Oh. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, to be fair, I did indicate that this stream is for mature viewers only, and this is why. This shit is NSFW, yo. This is like, you can't unsee this stuff. My god. Ugh. I'm worried about my ability to sleep tonight. It's not just because I saw what I just saw, it's because I recorded it live and streamed it to the internet as entertainment. I'm not sure if I can look at myself in the mirror anymore. Whew. Okay, well, here comes the Axis advance. I mean, the UKF player desperately needs to hold this VP, but I don't really see how that's going to be possible. And even just holding that VP is not enough, because of course they're still ticking out. So, what do we do here? I mean, we still have the Firefly, we still have the Cromwell, we still have the AC, we still have the land mattress, but without the infantry presence to back up this force, like, what can we do? My god, has this Hex Pounder been good enough for the Axis player, by the way? Oh my god. Has he actually got, like, the Mechanized Company? Nope. Oh god, he's actually got Heavy Panzer Corps, so this question mark here is a German player who knows how to tech, knows the benefits of going for those, for the Heavy Panzer Corps to get the increased cap speed, which we're probably going to see in use here. Oh no. I mean, I kind of feel like Barcode is beaten here. Going for that second squad of Tommies, so there might be a very small window here where Barcode can try and get something done with the second squad of Tommies, but I mean, I'm not going to lie to you all, this looks horrible. Yeah, Magister, I mean, obviously, yeah, don't put your infantry squads next to each other. But the thing is, in the course of a game of Company of Heroes 2, there's just going to be times sometimes where, even if it wasn't your tactical choice, your infantry squads are going to be somewhat clustered. And in this case, they were just coming out of the base and then fighting on the doorstep of the base. And I don't really understand I mean, it was unlucky for Barcode that he didn't see that Fragmentation Bombing Run, because Fragmentation Bombing Run is one of those abilities that if you don't see it, it's so devastating, and it arrives pretty damn quickly, and there is no real scatter to speak of. It is just a line of deletion, a line of death, as far as infantry are concerned, at least. So, yeah, pretty much got tagged for maximum value, essentially, on that Fragmentation Bombing Run. Not a lot that one could do. So anyway, no need for panic, but we've only got 50 points left. British forces desperately in need of capturing any of the victory points. Oh no, looks like another of our Tommy squads is about to get wiped. That Panzer IV is coming forwards. Alright, so the Firefly here is actually not really taking shots into the Panzer IVs. The AEC gets stricken. Sorry, that's the Cromwell. The AEC here is doing damage. The engine gets busted. By the way, the UKF sniper did at least make it to 3 stars. UK forces make it onto the Eastern VP, but is it too little too late? There's commandos coming out from somewhere to ply their evil trade. Here they are. The AEC gets its 3rd star of veterancy on a pixel right now, desperately doing the dance around this line of sight blocker, but UK forces get repulsed by pioneers with flamethrowers over here in the east, and despite brave Tommies making it onto mid, Barcode knows he's beaten, and in 33 minutes and 30 seconds, if that game had gone on for 3 more seconds, that would have been quite a cool endgame timestamp. But yeah, Barcode putting on a brutal display of domination there. That was horrendous. Sorry, not Barcode, the question mark. But, I mean, that was... Yikes. Wow. I feel like that game had so many swinging moments, because the UKF player got off to a wonderful start, and then suddenly, through some sweet Stormtrooper play, question mark was able to pick up a Vickers gun and a QF 6-pounder. And those 2 units kind of turned the tide, really. And then the early support armor core was actually much safer because you had an AT gun. I mean, if you skip like the mechanized company, normally Wehrmacht players die for lack of pack guns. But if you're able to steal an anti-tank gun, then you get a relatively early Panzer IV, given how bad of a start you had in the game. I mean, that Panzer IV was out at a pretty okay timing, given how bad the resource income for the first 10 or 12 minutes was for the Wehrmacht player. And then... Oh, man, then we had an even game, and then question mark was turning the tide, and Barcode was giving a good show. I love this composition. I mean, if you've got the chops to micro as well as Barcode does, look at his AEC micro, look at his sniper micro. He didn't actually lose any of these important, very fragile, hard to micro units, and the Firefly, I mean, opting to go for the Firefly over the Comet, we don't see that often these days, but it looked good in this game. The Tulips were wrecking. They immediately picked off a Panzer IV, but then that Fragmentation Bombing Run combined with several smart, nice engagements from question mark, where he was just getting value and pushing against the UKF player. I mean, that was kind of a neck snap moment if I ever saw one with that Frag Bombing Run. And there just wasn't the tickets to recuperate for Barcode, because question mark had been so good at controlling the victory points that when the fragmentation bombs landed, what were we on, like 120 tickets or something left for the UKF player? Not enough. So just a great game there. What a treat to have jumped into that one to cast. First game of the day. Loving it. All right. Cool. Nice. Well, I hope everybody out there in chat's having a good time. I certainly am. Sorry, you'll just have to bear with me. All right, so let's see if we can find another game to jump in and cast. Man, that one was a banger, as they say. Ooh, we might have another one here. Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah, we're going to jump in and cast this one. That one looks very good. Very good indeed. All right, we're just going to load straight into another game here. Do excuse me. Yeah, I mean, an amazing comeback from UKF. I mean, it was an amazing comeback from Wehrmacht, then an amazing comeback from UKF, then a frag bombing run. It was like, there were so many swings in that game. I really enjoyed it. Okay. Here we go. So, this was the top-rated game on the live game lobby just now, and I thought it'd be nice because it's two factions who we have not seen yet today. The map is going to be Nexus, so also a nice change of pace there. Spawning in the west, playing as the Overcommand West pieces. It is going to be JixQ, who I've cast before and is pretty good, but has chosen a nigh unpronounceable screen name. JixQat. Like, I might just call this guy, like, J, maybe, because that's pronounceable. And then spawning in the east, playing as the Red Army from the east. It is going to be Bowling. So there we go. Kubel first here, I think. Oh, no, sorry, Kubel second here for J. The commanders these guys are rolling with, looks like we've got Elite Armored, Ground Offensive, and Luftwaffe Ground Forces. A lovely spread. Yep, I mean, I sounds like something I would play with myself on the ladder at the moment. These three commanders have the Magpie stamp of approval. Luftwaffe Ground Forces, it's still great, but I prefer a little more cheese. You know what I mean? I prefer just something a little more. I don't know what it is. It's just Luftwaffe Ground Forces for me is just not quite spicy enough. Bowling here, going to be rolling with Soviet Airborne, Guard Motor Coordination Tactics, and Urban Defense Commanders. So again, a Magpie-approved trio. Now, for the longest time, Soviet Airborne was like kind of my boy ski. He was like my Russian go-to commander. But with the changes to SV to the crate cost from 45 to 60 munitions, it is actually a lot more onerous to outfit 4 squads of conscripts with SVDs and make that the hard-hitting backbone of your army. And the rest of the abilities that he brings, I mean, they are good. Airborne guards are decent. The airborne rally point is okay at my level of play, although weak generally probably. The Dushka is insanely useful. The anti-tank rocket run is useful. But is he bringing enough muscle? Is there enough there to rely on? And does he justify his pick? That's now a question for me. And so I have actually been moving away from Soviet Airborne. So yes. Is that a Kubel bulletin? Let's find out. Looks like we've got a ground offensive doctrine pick here from Jay. Panzer Fusilier is going to come out onto the field. So we've got Volksgren DPS, and the Kubelwagen move speed one. And the Kubelwagen move speed one is really good. It genuinely does make Kubels more responsive. It's not really about the top speed, although that's very useful. It's about the acceleration, which is like really nice. So it does make them a bit more responsive, a bit more sprightly. You can occasionally pull them out of the fire a little bit sooner, and I like that bulletin. There's also another cute Kubel bulletin that I sometimes stack with it as well. So from Bowling here, we've got Conscript DPS, and the Zis Field Guns Build 50% Faster bulletin. So yeah, 3 Magpie-approved bulletins there. They are just fine. The Kubelwagen gets taken out here. I didn't see. I think that was just a stray Moisten and Gant round. But yeah, this one here can sometimes change the game or save your life, which is rare that you can say that of a bulletin. So I do quite like that one. It can be super useful. Let's have a quick look at the tactical overlay here. That's us cracketh the tacketh. And we can see that it's been an approximately even sort of opening game. The loss of the Kubelwagen, of course, a slightly bitter pill to swallow at this timing for the OKW player. Going to leave them slightly short-handed on capping units, and obviously you want the DPS from that Kubelwagen, especially when your opponent is going techless conscripts. That's normally an environment where a Kubelwagen can thrive. So that's a bit of a shame there for the OKW player, but not the end of the world. The Kubelwagen, of course, the most disposable unit in the OKW roster. So that's okay. And we still have 2 squads of Panzer Fusiliers with those Volks and the Storm Pioneers. That is absolutely fine to deal with 4 conscripts and some engineers who know how to flamethrower. You can absolutely get that done using this line of sight blocker to come around the side here. Looks like Bowling paying attention, gets the immediate fallback to prevent those Storm Pioneers from gunning down the conscripts with their STGs. As these 2 players continue their back and forth. Very slight scoreline advantage opening up for the Soviet player here, probably because they were able to pick off the Kubelwagen and take just a little bit more field control and have slightly better access to the map and capture those victory points. It's going to be Battle Group at HQ Tech here for Jay. And yeah, I mean, oh, Storm Pioneers turbo low. Squad wipeable shots are being fired here. He's dodging so far. He's like Neo out here. and it looks like those Storm Pioneers are going to get away. That's massive. That is an RNG-based event which is going to decide the texture of like the next 8 to 12 minutes at least, and have a heavy impact on the rest of the game. If you lose your Storm Pioneers at the sub 5 or around 5 minute mark in the game as OKW, that game will feel different for both players. Very different. Dear God, look at how quickly this Red Army is advancing. That will feel very different. Yeah, I mean, losing any unit before the 5 minute mark is massive, but because Storm Pioneers are such an elite and sort of very useful and expensive unit, losing them early on can be terrifying. So, without a doubt, Jay getting lucky there. Many of those bullets could have hit and killed that Storm Pioneer, and then we would be in a different timeline. But looks like he's okay for now. The German Neo, yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a flak half-track, as we're kind of used to seeing from Battle Gripper first openings. This OKW roster a bit small since the Kugelwagen was eliminated, and he's had to spend quite a lot reinforcing units. Storm Pioneers have actually got quite a high reinforce cost, of course. So anyway, here comes that flak half-track, and hopefully JixQ is going to be able to stabilize around that. Still no tech for the Soviet player. So we will see what the teching intentions will be for Bowling. I mean, we're at that point in the game now where I start getting a bit uneasy. It's difficult to rely on just conscripts at this stage in the game. Anti-vehicle grenades are done though, so that might be useful. It's difficult to rely on just conscripts once you get into this stage of the game. Once the Axis army starts having any kind of real sort of three-dimensionality to it, once you start having, you know, in this case, an MG and a vehicle which also suppresses and does heavy damage to infantry, it's difficult to it's very hard to fight into that with just conscripts. So G43 upgrades as well, starting to finish up on the on one of these squads of Panzer Fusiliers at least. How much is that upgrade? I always forget. 80, yeah, quite expensive. Wow, actually, he just immediately gets the anti-vehicle grenade to connect here for the cost of a single conscript. That's very nice. So that's going to help. That's going to mean that the Storm Pioneers are going to... And their Storm Pioneers are falling back as well, so actually the value from that AT grenade is actually going to be quite large in terms of time spent wasted from this flak half-track. So that's really nice. Seemingly, all these little things just going the Soviet player's way in this stage of the game. Why do Soviet players not always just keep with the ISU-152 commander on there? It doesn't... I just want to see ISU-152s all the time. Please, can we have that? Rutger Hauer is Morpheus. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, yeah, there's some pretty good casting calls being made here. I know he's not actually German, but is it Mads Mikkelsen? Is that his name? He was in Star Wars Rogue One. If we could get him as Agent Smith, he would be a truly chilling Agent Smith. If we're remaking it with slightly older gents, I think that he would be an epic Agent Smith. So anyway, Kettenwerf are going to be getting added into the roster here as a potential insurance against a T-70, but we know that the Soviet player is going to be using the dominant fuel income they've had for the opening stages of this game to leapfrog into mechanized armor Campanile at a very early timing. Still, despite some of the field turning blue, has plus 32 fuel income right now, so very healthy for the Soviet player. And we're going to have rapid access to whatever choice Bowling wants to take out of that mechanized armor Campanile. A T-34 would be fine at this early juncture. I don't tend to like leading with a T-34, but because we're so fast on the tech here, I think that that is acceptable. A Katusha, it probably feels a bit early for that. We can't really defend it very well, and the targets and the saturation and the density in the German army isn't really there to make a Katusha seem great. An Su-85, well, we are a bit early for that, but that would probably scale very well, and there is some easy prey on the field for an Su-85, this flak half-track, of course. But I think it's probably going to be a T-34 here. We'll see. We'll see, though. Bowling has the power to make the choices. Oh my god, look at this. We're moving up to 9.5 minutes mark, and Bowling has been fighting with just 4 conscript squads and an engineer squad. This is... makes me so uneasy when Soviet players do this, but I have to say, Bowling doing this for minutes longer than I usually sort of see Soviet players able to do this, so credit to Bowling for that, but I am worried every second this game goes on. You know, it's so hard to use just conscripts into a flak half-track and an MG with decent supporting infantry with upgrades like G43s, Storm Pioneers, you know, that is DPS. That is scary. So, yeah, Emma Duranke, yes, you're damn right it's a good call, you feel me. Yeah, that's a fun idea. That's a fun idea. making who was the guy who played the Jew hunter in that Quentin Tarantino film as well? He'd be a decent sort of scary older gentleman agent. God, I can't remember his name. I'm so bad at famous people names generally. So anyway, 5th squad of conscripts and a T-34 going to be coming out here. So wow, 5 squads of conscripts, leaning in pretty hard to the conscripts there. There is no conscript PPSH package commander here, is there? Or any sort of conscript upgrade package kind of commander. So these conscripts, yeah, there we go. Already seeing 7-man upgrades starting to come down on them. They will be used as the what is it? Quantity has a quality all of its own. Jean-Claude Van Damme should have a cameo as well in the 80s Matrix, yeah. The 80s Matrix. Are they not remaking the Matrix as well? Isn't that actually happening? They're filming a new Matrix film or something. Like Keanu Reeves is involved again, right? Like are they making a 4th Matrix film or something? I can't remember. There's definitely something about that happening. I kind of, after the Matrix 2 and the Matrix 3, those films, I kind of can't really, in good conscience, hold out any good hope that any future Matrix products will be good. But, you know, whatever. The Matrix is still dear to my heart, so I mean, fingers crossed. I'm hoping that they do something good with it. It's an amazing concept. There is a lot more. They have a lot more creative space to use there. There's a lot that they can do with that story and that world. So we'll see. T-34 going to announce its presence here, steaming through the wall. Is that a light gun? Yep, light gun firing from back here, going to try to make life hell for these conscripts. The T-34 going to try and push onto this flak half-track, but the Kettenwerfer is in position now. There we go. So now can start punishing. Actually, the T-34 going to spend its first shell onto this light gun. That's a bit of a waste. He probably meant to hit prioritized vehicle or something there. And now he's got to play dodge the Ketten, and he is playing that game quite well. Trying to take some shots into the Kettenwerfer, but it's not actually going to work. Forward units report an infantry unit lost, so off camera, a unit of Panzer Fusiliers with the G43 upgrade did get murdered by conscripts, so that's a shame for the Axis player for sure. Oh god, this is a lot of conscripts just running through. The MG34 rotates to catch them in arc, but now having rotated, 10 more conscripts going to come running in once they get blown up by mines and things. But the flak half-track is actually still here, so although these conscripts are flanking this MG, it does have some defense. It's getting picked down quite heavily now, and now these conscripts to the north are out of arc as the MG rotates to face the east once again. So these conscripts can keep pushing in. If we can pick up the MG34, as in literally not just kill it, but pick it up, oh god, it goes down. But the trouble is it's being covered by the flak half-track. Is that a line of sight blocker here, though? Let's just... Yeah, oh my god, so the conscripts can actually grab that hardware. There is a shadow here which they can use to get in. Oh, wow. He's actually just going to leave? Wow, the German player just feels like that's an irretrievable situation, and to be fair, they are kind of right, actually. They've got very little core infantry left intact. Their tech is still quite a long way away. Panzer authorization not even started. They're already up against a T-34 and a Soviet player who has had decent fuel income. And if you look at the top right, look at the top left, I mean, this is a rough situation to be in for sure. I don't think it was 0% for Jay to be taking that one, but I do think it was incredibly difficult. So... a fair time to GG if you're just playing a random game on the ladder. That does make sense to me. Yeah, Datton saying Axis was resource starved for a lot of that game. Absolutely right. And oh yeah, Emma Duranke pointed. Yeah, the Animatrix was a damn cool exploration of the Matrix universe. Yeah, the Animatrix was damn good. It was fun. Not all of it was great, but I mean it was a worthy creative exercise which was entertaining in parts. Really good. It was good. Okay, so, right, well, we're going to head back to the live game lobby. I'll let you guys have a look and see what's available here, and then we'll choose one, and then I'm going to have a... Oh, we've got Definitely Not Isildur versus Creative Name on Feynmanville Approach. Yeah, we're jumping into that game. Yeah. All right. Going to have an OKW versus Soviets rematch. And look at us go. We're finding some great games to cast today. This is sweet. This is sweet. So, okay, I'm going to let this one load in. Then, according to the HUD, there was like a 3 or 4 minute delay. So we'll see what that is on the screen. Then I will go and put the kettle on, make myself another cup of tea, stretch my legs, give my voice a quick rest, and we'll get straight back into another game after a 10-minute break, I think. That'll be fine. By the time I've checked my phone and the kettle's boiled, like 5 minutes is just not enough, you see. So 10 minutes will be the duration in the nation for my break. All right, there we go. So we've got 4 minutes on the clock here. I'm going to, pardon me, leave that one to tick down. But I will put you guys onto the timeout screen, and I will be back at 5 past the hour. So that is in 10 minutes. So thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Don't touch that dial. Keep it locked and loaded to here to the Magpie 842, and I will be back with you momentarily. Greetings, what is up, and a very warm welcome back to this Midday Magpie. What are we on now? Wednesday the 3rd. Still coming at you guys in lockdown with some RTS casting fun, and we got a lovely game to start off today, and hoping that we're going to have another fantastic one here. Let's go ahead and jump straight into the action, as we have spawning in the north here on Faymanville Approach. It is playing as the OKW pieces, definitely not Isildur. And spawning in the south here, playing as the Soviet Forces. First's creative name. This is definitely someone else. We looked this up the other day, but my memory evades me. Suffice to say, both of these guys, out of the top drawer of Company of Heroes 2 players. These guys are both super spicy, very nicey. Looking forward to seeing what they're going to be doing here. And since I know, Datton, that you're out there in chat somewhere, let's go ahead and check the bulletins right now. Looks like definitely not Isildur is going to be running with Volksgrenadier DPS across the board. And creative name running with Mines cost less, Mines build faster, and Katyusha's build 50% faster. Very interesting. Okay, artillery production 1 there being selected. So we'll see if that has any impact on this game. Not one that I see taken very often, but any of the build 50% faster ones do feel inherently powerful to me. So I'm very much kind of looking forward to seeing what impact this has. I'm hoping that we do see a Katyusha on the queue so that we can get a feel for, you know, whether it comes out faster and gets a barrage down quicker, if that's actually going to impact any meaningful engagements or not. Certainly in your average game, your Soviet player will build fewer Katyushas than Zis guns. So it is definitely a choice, a cognitive decision to take this bulletin over the Zisgun build faster bulletin. So maybe a creative name here going to be favouring a rocket artillery strategy here. We'll see. So let's take a look at the commanders here for these two players. Definitely not Isildur. We're running with the Grand Offensive, the Luftwaffe Ground Forces, and the Overwatch doctrines. All absolutely fine. Overwatch, I still think, doesn't really deliver the goods. I mean, the goods that it delivers is the ridiculous sector assault. The rest of the stuff it does is kind of... I don't really see it change games, but sector assault does. And I don't like taking a command. This is just personal opinion, but I don't like taking a commander just for one thing, just for one button that you're going to be pressing. For me, I just like to feel value from my commander through all stages of the game, and but that's just a personal thing. So, for me, the Overwatch doctrine not really that great at the moment. Although Goliaths will always have a special place in my heart. I just don't think that the Overwatch doctrine is super great right now. But you do get those Jaeger light infantry squads, and those are actually pretty good through all stages of the game. So I don't know. Perhaps if I gave this commander another chance, I might enjoy it. Looks like first creative name going to be rolling with the For Mother Russia geezer. So this is counterattack tactics, I believe. Yep. So that's the only commander, as far as I know, that gets the B4 howitzer, a very scary weapon, and a very scary weapon on a small map, which Faymanville is. So. This could be a map where that unit thrives. Well, the Storm Pioneers got beat really fast. I didn't see what happened to them, but it's clearly feeding a bit of value into the Soviet army there in terms of veterancy. We've got Soviet Airborne, and we've got... That's an ISU-152 geezer. Yes! Mechanized Support Tactics. I'm going to be real with everybody here. This is probably low-key my favourite commander in the game. I know that's a really bold statement, but... Look, I just like watching your opponent's units explode all the time, and the ISU-152 delivers that. And I know it's absurdly expensive, 260 fuel and something like 800 manpower. It's like a stupid amount of manpower. And even then, the unit has pronounced weaknesses. It's incredibly slow. It turns incredibly slowly. Yeah, but... You know, units that have incredibly good strengths but very pronounced weaknesses tend to make for a very cool viewing experience. And units that hurl explosions that big tend to make for a lot of tension. And primarily as a caster, which I mostly am, that's a great viewing experience. And it's exciting. And it's an ISU-152. I don't know what else you want me to say. They're awesome. Come on. So yeah, I'm really hyped to see the Mechanized Support Tactics is repping here. I mean, everything else in this commander is great as well. Anti-tank ambush tactics, nice. Guards rifle infantry, nice. Marked vehicle, nice. IL-2, you see where I'm going with this. So yeah, it's really great. The IL-2 precision bombing strike, by the way, one of the better airstrikes. I mean, it's just great. It's just great. It's like the equivalent of the Stuka dive. Conscripts turbo low could be picked down, and they will be. So finding some blood here is definitely not Isildur. Really nicely done there. Let's see if we can get a first blood. There we go. It's just, I'm still getting used to having a VFX button over there. It's entertaining, so I'm using it. I'm poking that button. Let's see now. Katusha seems pretty situational. I don't know if that's a great bulletin. Yeah, I do accept that. I don't think anyone I've cast built any Goliaths, even when they've had the commander. No, not really. Not really. Yeah, and Terracry. Nice. Alright, Katyushas are kind of situational. Insofar as there are situations where Katyusha is obviously the best thing to be building and it's really great and it counters a lot of what your opponent's doing or provides some fantastic opportunity for your army. That's true. But Katyushas are also quite cheap, like, relatively. I mean, they're not expensive. And they do provide a lot of scary explosions, which is useful for a number of different things. So I would actually argue that Katyushas, there are situations where they're great, but I would also argue that it's only when you can't support the Katyusha that they are not good. I would argue you can always find value with a Katyusha, because you can use them to counter enemy weapon teams, break enemy hardpoints, deny enemy advances, deny enemies from capturing points. So I mean, those are relevant throughout all phases of the game, and are especially useful in the late game. Looks like we do have a Soviet airborne pick though. Oh, no ISU-152, but we do have a Dushka, so that's pretty cool. Going to be out here mowing down Volks Grenadiers, flamethrower equipped engineers coming in from the flank here, and that'll force a fallback. But yeah, I don't know. For me, I feel like if you want to build around a Katyusha being your plan, if you want to engineer a game where well-supported Katyusha or two are making life hell for your opponent, that's a playable strategy. It is doable, and it works on almost any map. So I would say if you are hell-bent on making Katyushas your thing, you could probably make it work on almost any map. So I don't hate this bulletin. Axis forces getting off to a beautiful start though. Wiping out that conscript squad is value, of course. And we've got like, what is this? It's like a 31 ticket advantage right now for the OKW player. And we've got a Panzer II coming out for which, oh god, there's no support weapon Campanaya. And whilst the airborne commander can call in some useful tools, an anti-tank gun is not one of them. Oh dear, anti-vehicle grenades are not on the way either. And this is a quick-ish Panzer II. I mean, the German player did have some decent fuel income for the opening stages of this game. I mean, the Dushkas have AP ammo, so that's something. That is one thing that can threaten the Panzer II, or at least hold it back. But I mean, there is some very real danger here that Creative Names Krieg is going to get blitzed here. So I know that makes no sense, by the way. My knowledge of the German language is not strong, but it is sufficient that I know that that makes no sense. But the Panzer II was, you know, obviously iconic of Blitzkrieg in the early stages of the war. So I felt like throwing in the reference. Here it comes. Going to announce itself here, and Creative Name must know that there is excrement-headed fanwards here, and that's a problem. So, right. What are we going to do? Okay, anti-vehicle grenades finish. The support weapon Campanaya comes down. Alright, so the window in which this Panzer II is going to be the kingmaker on the field and just be able to rock around the place, destroying everything Soviet, is now defined, but it does still exist. So we have until the Zis gun comes out, really, unless some conscripts can tag it with an anti-vehicle grenade, but that seems unlikely. Volksgrenadiers with SDGs here, getting a lovely flank onto those conscripts, so that's really good. Did you know it takes about 7 or 8 Dushkas to kill a Panzer II? How do you mean? You mean like just shooting it or with AP ammo? Oh, that's a... He's kidding. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah, just shooting them. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, we're not going to see that in this game. That ain't going to happen. So, okay, SVD rifles are coming in, so these conscripts are now getting buffed. And the support armor core is finished, and the manpower will be there in a little bit. How much does this guns these days? Still 320. So, yeah, the Zis gun will be coming down hopefully shortly here. Conscripts are trading as best as they can out here. Engineers supporting them with the flamethrower, but this is a German player who has had decent resource income this game. So, you know, this Panzer II is blazing, the STGs are blazing. With the Zis gun entering the field, I feel like Creative Name shall have stabilized, but still somewhat on the back foot just because the Axis army is more dynamic and more mobile, and Creative Name will be having to respond to the Axis player's style rather than the other way around. So, you know, as long as Creative Name can manage that dynamic correctly, then things will be okay, but has to not lose anything over the next few minutes here, really. And that's going to be difficult. Both of the Dushkas getting caught under the arc of an MG42 is unfortunate. Panzer II and Storm Pioneers blazing away from the north of the screen here as well. Some Soviets do get up on top of one of the Axis fuel points, and that is great. They probably will be able to decap it before the Panzer II can police them back. So that's nice. They also found some value by forcing a squad of Volks off the field for a while. So it's not all bad news for Creative Name, but it is rather bleak. Crucially maintaining control over one of the VPs, actually, which is preventing that scoreline gap from you know, getting worryingly large at these early stages. So that's nice. The Zis gun is out, so that's going to start trying to find a position to start doing some work on the field. And the munitions are starting to flow again. Well, actually, I mean, not at any tremendous rate. Okay, yeah, he's going to spend all 60. This is risky. Spends all 60 on another SVD crate, which is great. I mean, you really want to buff those conscripts, but kind of need to save munitions for anti-vehicle grenades and stuff. And I suppose we'll have enough for an anti-vehicle grenade by the time the conscripts are near that Panzer II again. I don't know. Are there even any conscripts here to grab those SVDs? Not yet. So that's some fairly preemptive munition spending there. I don't know. I'm being overly critical. So, okay, the Panzer II is going to be hiding behind this line of sight blocker, getting shots into the conscript, so it is scouted. Dushka here is going to be covering the Zis gun, but, I mean, if anything happens to this Zisgun, the game suddenly looks terrible for creative name. So you have to be very careful here. I think the Zisgun is taking attack ground rounds here, trying to find that Panzer II. Storm Pioneer's just going to walk on up though. How did they just... Oh god, yeah, they circumvented the arc of the Dushka. Oh no, oh god. They threw a stun grenade onto them. They're not focusing the Zisgun, which is a little unusual. That Zisgun needs to GTFO like yesterday. Oh no. This is a lot of STGs to have in close proximity to the one unit that you need to keep alive here for creative names. So this situation beginning to look a bit nasty. Most of the Storm Pioneers are dead now and the squad has to fall back. So the Zisgun will survive and that's the most important thing here. Although that was an ugly fight for the Soviet player, at least we live to fight another day here. Keeping the vital hardware intact. Having faster building Zisguns would sure have been nice now. Good point. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you see, having Zisguns build 50% faster, because, like, oftentimes you need your anti-tank guns coming as soon as quickly, and you're gasping for them to come quickly. Like, anti-tank guns are a thing that, if you're caught without, it's terrible, and reducing that window of vulnerability is massive. Whereas Katyushas, it's like, when they're good, but you're not normally like, Christ, I need this Katyusha to come out 10 seconds quicker. Like, god damn, like, I really need it right now. It's just like, by the time Katyushas are a thing in the game, normally that's not the situation you find yourself in. And just because of the way Katyushas work, I mean, they're much more sort of... well, yeah, they're much more speculative. I mean, they are rocket artillery units. They don't hard counter anything as such. And even when you find nice shots with them, the damage is not guaranteed. They're a high variance unit, is what I'm saying. So the requirement to build them 50% faster is not often there. But then again, I mean, Creative Name is a much better player than I, so he's taking this bulletin for a reason. I have to respect that there's something about the experience in this game that Creative Name has had that has made them want to take this bulletin. So it'd be interesting to be able to talk to them about what that is, but unfortunately, we don't live in a world where that's possible right now. So anyway, Volksgrenadiers, Storm Pioneers chipping away here from this nice hard point here. The triple cap has been established by Axis forces for some time. Dushka gets into the central building, so that's nice for Creative Name. The scoreline, though, becoming an issue. Can't let this dynamic continue for long, or else we're going to have a great difficulty trying to take a late game here. Additional SVD crates going to be dropping into the Soviet base here, and I wouldn't hate rebuying some conscripts or saving for guards, but I feel like we just need a bit more infantry strength here. Did we build a support weapon Campanaya? Yes, we did. So I wouldn't actually hate a mortar, or... Yeah, no, sorry, a mortar. Yeah, I just think a mortar would be quite good. Helps you counter a lot of this Axis shizzle. That would be quite good. But we'll see. Creative Name may feel flustered into... Okay, it's going to be a T-70. Ambitious. That's a high-risk, potentially high-reward choice here. Your opponent already has Kettenwerfer and, of course, many Faustable squads. But the T-70 is going to help a lot against the Panzer II, and, you know, if left unchecked, can beat anything up here. So, we'll see. Schwerpanzer HQ is finished for definitely not Isilda, and it's going to be Obersoldaten coming out of the gate first of all from there. And, you know, Obersoldaten can actually really flourish here. Obersoldaten, if they catch that Zisgun out for an instant, will kill the crew. Same for the Dushkas, really. And they'll gun down conscripts all day as well. So this does look like a perfect or a very nice field for Obersoldaten to be coming onto. So what's the Soviet going to be the first Soviet fuel choice? Well, we don't actually have mechanized armor Campanaya yet, but yeah, we'll just have to see what the game looks like when we get there. The Soviet teching, of course, has been substantially impacted by the Axis domination. T-70 does find a nice angle to engage into this Panzer II, and will keep the... oh, the Zisgun as well, chipping in a lovely hit there. So the Panzer II quite weak. Ugh, the T-70 rolling a couple of unfortunate misses there. The Rakettenwerfer will rotate, but the Panzer II declining to pursue there, which is just as well. Conscripts and Volksgrenadiers, Dushkas exchanging across mid. Also, there's fighting in west here as Obersoldaten with the LMG upgrade are just cutting down engineers. Is Creative Name paying attention? Yes. So we are going to save the engineers. Very nicely done. Zisgun barrage here comes down onto the Kettenwerfer. That'll force that one back, perhaps opening a window for the T-70 to be able to come in and do some damage here. What is that? It's an incendiary grenade off of some Volksgrenadiers. Forces the Zisgun to relocate. The Volksgrenadiers getting pinned down under the Dushka and the T-70. Have to GTFO. And if we crack the tack, we can see that over the last phase of play, the Soviet player has actually been able to push out and grab a bit of map. Great to have a fuel, but we need to have one of the victory points because the scoreline is getting way out of hand. We've already lost more than half of our HP, if you like, here as a Creative Name. So this is like Risky times for sure. Alright, so finally Soviet boots get onto mid and east. So that's great. Panzer II is going to be used as a mobile police response unit to push back this Dushka, and there's just no support, so it will win up here. But we did get the decap here, so that's value for Creative Name, and if we can get the cap here, that will get Creative Name off the clock. That'll be nice. He needs to fight back against double fuel control. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Creative Name needs to be doing a lot of things, but that is one of them for sure. So for now, yep, we do have a fuel point connected. That's definitely great news. Nice concave here of Axis forces. Conscripts sort of feeding in here. Not a lot that they can get done. The MG34 blazing. Even these conscripts here getting repulsed by the Schwerpanzer HQ. The range on that does cover almost all of the doorstep of the Axis base, so that's very nice. Dushka's plying their deadly trade, but I mean the Panzer II and those Volksgrenadiers will win there. So it looks like Creative Name's window of control on the map is closing rapidly. The Soviet infantry gasping, needs to retreat and reinforce. The T-70 pretty much all that's standing strong here. And yeah, I mean, I imagine that we're going to see the triple cap re-established. I think if I was definitely not Isildur, fuel is nice, but I think if you just rush for the VP and just try to kill your opponent as quickly as possible, I think that would be my preferred line here. Looks like Isildur, though, going to prioritize going for the fuel. And that does make sense. That's a fine call to make as well. If your opponent has been resource starved through the early stages of the game, then denying them additional resources is like compounding value there. But I still think I like just trying to close the door on the Soviet player and just force them out of the game. Also, of course, like the lower your opponent's HP is, then the worse and worse of fights that they are obliged to take to try and not die. And that's just a really easy way of breaking your opponent's back, you know? So I just feel like the start has been good enough here for Isildur that we can focus on just trying to win. That's my feeling here. But this is also fine. Going for the fuel is also fine. Panzer IV here, going to be the next fuel unit spending of choice. Were the Soviet units shooting each other? I didn't see that, Dan. Not sure. So yeah, this Panzer IV is going to come onto a table where anti-vehicle grenades are done. There's one Zis gun. So, I mean, that's not really enough, is it? Your average Axis player will be able to micro a Panzer IV to find considerable value against just one AT gun and conscripts. So this is looking rough right now. Still no mechanized armor Campanile, because we just haven't really had the manpower as the Soviet player. The fuel is there. The fuel is there. If we can buy that, I mean, if we can survive for a minute or two, we can get an Su-85. And I feel like that is the beginnings of stability for Creative Name, who feels pressured into getting a second Zis gun right now, and it's hard to argue with that. I mean, this Panzer II has been trouble enough, and now there's going to be a Panzer IV getting added on. So I do feel like the Zis gun, the second Zis gun, makes a lot of sense. This Panzer IV going to come in for a little bit of a poke here. Gets donked by an anti-vehicle grenade, slightly frustrating. T-70 is here, and the Zis gun also. Actually, the Panzer II coming in from a very nice angle will force the Zis gun to have to pick up here. The T-70, though, will keep that one in check. Obersoldat... Whoa, this building's turbo low. Oh, he's going to lose the Dushka in the building. Oh, that's so rough. He loses the Dushka, can ill afford to be losing units right now, but kind of, I think he's going to pick up the trade for the Panzer IV, and that's kind of fine. Sorry, the Panzer II. That's fine. So that's nice. Oh no, he can't be losing a Zis gun either, and those Obersoldat. And actually, no, they're pinned. The second Dushka is here. Okay, epic work from Creative Name. Going to save those. Now he needs to save these, and he will. Goodness me. Every single fight, there's just Soviets on death's door, but just being saved. I mean, losing the Dushka is bad, but it is actually probably the most expendable component of this Soviet army. And there is still a machine gun there. So that's sort of okay. And we did pick up the Panzer II, which is nice. Pick up a Panzer II. And we've gotten off the clock for a second here as Creative Name. I mean, decently struggling here as Creative Name. It's just really a rough situation to be in. Now, there's Soviet forces advancing unimpeded in west, so they should be able to grab fuel and the VP, which is vital to the survival chances here for Creative Name. But this is such a rough spot to be in. Panzerfaust finds the T-70, so that'll force that one back for a little while here. Although it did need repairs anyway. Are those conscripts placing mines? What are they doing? Oh, they're placing Wait, what were they doing? What did I miss there? Oh, they were placing the trip mine flare. Ah, of course, yeah. Okay, yeah, so is that 15? No, it's only 10 munitions. Yeah, I mean, the trip mine, 10 munitions to kill an Axis model, particularly if it's oversold out. Absolutely fine, of course. Okay. This is a lot of Soviet units. Both of the Zis guns are blobbed up together, which always makes me a bit worried. The MG-34 will not be able to find them behind here, though, which is nice. And the Panzer IV actually is exposed, so finding a nice penetrating hit onto that one is good. The Dushka gets set up in a nice position as well. The MG-34 is actually forced to give way, as Soviet troops are actually going to grab middle VP. That's going to be a triple cap for just a split second here. Obersoldaten beating conscripts here. The trip mine flare takes one of them, so that's a pretty good trade, as I alluded to earlier. Axis units breaking through, grabbing munitions here, but as long as the victory points stay red, and they are, at least two of them, creative name is probably still looking okay in this game. Mechanized armor Campanile is just finishing up, and there is a decent amount of fuel left over, so we could see whatever unit creative name wants here. And it looks bad for Soviet forces, and it is bad. Trying to play any late game scenario, and I'm afraid it will be a late game if creative name is to win, when you only have 186 tickets remaining at this juncture in the game. I mean, it's going to be a long and difficult road for creative name here, but this is definitely not a 0% to win. This game's still alive, and I mean, for my money, you all know my thoughts. It has to be an Su-85 here, I feel like, because no other unit will really be able to help you win the game. I mean, a T-34 might be okay for 5 minutes. It may even help you kill the Panzer IV, but, oh god, he's going to go for a T-34. But, I mean, what can a T-34 really do in the late game against an Axis player who has been stacking fuel? You know? I mean, we might have a Tiger tank coming out, we might have a Panther tank coming out, and, you know, where is your T-34 god then, you know? This is... I don't like this T-34 at all. I don't actually feel like we need it either to help fight off this infantry. I actually think we're doing okay with the conscripts, the SVDs, the Dushka, the engineers, and the two Zis guns. I think we actually have a decent infantry corps here. We don't need generic army muscle. We need specific anti-tank resources. That's my feeling here. Having said that, we can afford the T-34 with 100 odd fuel left over, it seems, you know. And that actually means that we can get a T-34 out relatively quickly to not die, and then get an Su-85 out later, like quite soon. So perhaps creative name actually budgeting correctly here, we'll actually be able to get the Su-85 out. And of course, you know, as I often say, an Su-85 with a T-34 to hide behind is much more potent. Like, that's a synergistic combination of units. So perhaps creative name here. Perhaps I'm wrong to doubt. Anyway, here comes that T-34. Kind of wastes its first shot into these Volksgrenadiers. I think we possibly wanted to save that for the Panzer. But at least he's finding some damage. The Zis guns are here now, though. And I think this T-34... Oh, no. So mid will get decapped. And he's still not under the clock yet. 186 tickets and holding for creative name. But this is a close game now. Very, very, very close. That T-70 is still alive. Holy damn. I didn't realise. So yeah, 3-star T-70. I mean, that also pairs really well with an Su-85 because it provides ludicrous amounts of vision. So the tools are here. It's close for creative name. We are like one mistake or one bad move away from defeat, but the tools are here. You know what he could build? 50% faster? A Katusha. I don't think that's the right choice here, though. I mean, it wouldn't be too bad, but I think I still prefer an Su-85 and then a Katusha. But that Katusha, they've got to get the value out of the bulletin, am I right? Scoped 7. Scoped 7. Don't think I've seen you around here before, friend. Welcome to the chat. T-34 RAM plus the... Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, with the air strafe. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't quite delete Axis armor. I've seen many times on the channel Axis players go for the ram and the rocket strafe. Sorry, Soviet players go for the ram and the rocket strafe, and whatever Panzer it is just slips away. Another T-34. I don't know. I think this might be a mistake now, because I mean, like, you know, your Axis opponent has just been stacking fuel. So we need a more sophisticated plan to deal with a heavy Panzer of some variety here. And I feel like adding a T-34 to the roster is just adding more prey for whatever big cat comes your way. Oh, he got the vet off the Rakettenwerfer? So he did. Yeah, that is a nice pickup. Good spot there, Datton. Yeah, so that's definitely meaningful, especially when we're going up to another medium tank here. And Rakettenwerfers, you know, they are brutal with veterancy. So yep, definitely keeping that one a reset is really nice. Oh, a Zis gun here exposed. Obersoldaten and horrendous amounts of SCG toting Germans getting up close here. Yeah, that'll be a kill on the Zis gun. That's pretty brutal right now. Creative Name can ill afford to be losing this hardware. Hopefully one of these engineers can pick up that Zis gun because we don't really want to be losing it. Did he just give a squad? No, he didn't. But coming close there, the T-34s are being valuable. That first T-34 has a star of veterancy already and decently on its way to the next. Now the second T-34 is here. Panzer IV sort of in an awkward place here. Where are the Zis guns? Okay. He still actually hasn't recrewed that Zis gun. That's making me a bit anxious. I suppose prioritising repairing this T-34 is worthy. Now he can recruit that Zis gun. I really feel like he does need to, though. Panzer IV here going to start poking in from the north of mid. Oh, my God, we could have... There's a spit roast coming on. Oh, God, the Panzer IV feeding in. Oh, no, two T-34s coming in from fantastic angles. I mean, it's not like they even really came in from those angles. The Panzer IV just inserted itself into peril. Oh, my God, he's lucky to escape with that Panzer. Creative Name doing well not to overextend on the pursuit. The Kettenwerfer gets taken out again, though. So these T-34s are actually looking great now because the anti-tank resources of the German player have been so substantially depleted. Nope. Did the Axis player just rage quit? I feel like that's a rage quit. Yikes, I mean, the game ends. Right there, the game ends. That has to be a rage quit. Wow. Yeah. Well, we've essentially got a rage quit there. Let me know your thoughts in chat. I mean, you got off to an amazing start as the Axis player, and I grant you, it's very frustrating to lose momentum in that way. But you've got 270 fuel here. Now, I know we don't have the manpower to spend it, and that's a problem, but I still feel like you can play for time here, and over the next 4 or 5 minutes, you can get the fuel to call in a Tiger tank, or call in, you know, a Panther tank, which would be very good here as well, or complete your tech tree and go for a King Tiger, or whatever it is. I mean, that's too much manpower, but there are options here for this Axis player who still has epic core infantry still alive, who still has a victory point lead, although I grant you there's a triple cap. So, wow. Bit unfortunate there. That was a pretty damn cool game. That I feel like that was a rage quit. Which I hate to judge or sort of put that label on anyone, but that did seem a bit like that. So let's head back to the live game lobby and we'll see what's available. Time are we? Yeah, we've been casting Company of Heroes 2 for about just coming on for 100 minutes now. But I can definitely handle some more. So we've got definitely not Isildur and Kyanto, he's a new one on Feymanville Approach. That one likely to be very good. We've got Rajan and Korean here on Bio. Those are really the only two games that I have interest in casting here. So let me know in chat. Press 1 for the Feymanville Approach game. Press 2 for the Bio game. I'll gauge you guys' feelings and then I will reach a decision about which one of these we're going to cast. So once again, give me some 1s here in chat for Feymanville Approach, and that's the game between definitely not Isildur and Kyanto, and give me 2s here in chat for Rajan versus Korean. Those are the games there. So fantastic. We've got a couple of 1s rolling in already. Thank you very much out there. It's democracy in action. Let's make our voices heard. You've been given the right to vote. Which game you'd like to see? Here we go. Yeah, those lyrics don't really rhyme when I have to make them about what's really happening, do they? That's a pretty out there reference as well. So definitely not Isildur and Creative Name. Sorry, definitely not Isildur is Creative Name. Okay, I see. I'm with you. All right, cool. All right, well, we've got a couple of 1s in chat, and my inclination is to cast the Feymanville Approach game, so we're gonna hop on into that one. See, this is the problem with Company of Heroes 2, or it's not it's not necessarily the problem, and it's not even a problem unique to this game, but whenever you let players change their player IDs on the fly, it's fine for everybody generally, but if you are a caster, or if you're trying to keep up with the scene generally, it's very challenging, isn't it? So we've got loads of things in chat like, definitely not Isilda is creative name, and creative name is PFC, and it's just like, hang on, what? And then that was Asia Mint, not PFC. Yeah, and I think that was Asia Mint as well. Because we actually checked that the other day. But I mean, it's still very difficult to keep track of. And I mean, you can always just change your screen name to be someone else's exact screen name, as we see with Panzer Grenadier and Griffin, who's constantly being imitated by various Korean players and whatnot. So it's a bit of a minefield out here. Yes, I can check by right-clicking and confirming with their Steam profile, but I mean, it's not ideal. Let's put it that way. Anyway. Let's introduce these players. Spawning in the north, playing as the Overcommand West pieces. It'll be definitely not Isilda once again, coming off the back of a pretty cool game there. And spawning in the south, playing as the United Kingdom forces. A newcomer to the channel, at least I don't recognise this handle, it's Kyanto. So, okay. Going to be another game with UKF. We've seen UKF do really well on this map already today, so I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what Kyanto is going to be bringing to the table. We've got an early pick here for Overwatch Doctrine out of definitely not Isilda. So that's a thing there. Yeah, I mean, you know, at the start of the last game, I feel like I sort of discussed the pros and cons of this commander a little bit. You do get some nice stuff that can be used throughout all stages of the game. I feel like this commander isn't really bringing as much oomph as some other OKW options, but I am, you know, Sector Assault is undoubtedly insanely good, and these other options, I mean, the Lef 18 could be good on this map, I don't know. I'm open to being convinced, let's put it that way. Goliaths will always, like I said, be dear to my heart, but not really very good at the top end of play. Jaeger-Lights are useful, so I don't know. This For the Fatherland ability always used to be really good as well, actually. So, I don't know. Fingers crossed here. I'm open to seeing a good showing from the Overwatch Doctrine. I would like to see that. Yeah. Right. Kyanto here has Vanguard Doctrine? Vanguard Operations Regiment. Yeah, cool. So this is the Crocodile Geezer who gets the glider and the strafing support, which is one of the more powerful air support options, and some other useful stuff as well. Whoa, he just lost his Storm Pioneers. Oh, God. Oh, no. Well, this is going to be a difficult game for definitely not Isilda, then. Yeesh, that's rough. Ugh, losing your Storm Pioneers at like 2 minutes into the game to just Tommies is... Ouch. Oof. Vickers going to be added into the roster for Kyanto, but oh, my God. That is... a really rough start for the OKW player. So anyway, we've got the Commando Regiment down here, which gives you the air supremacy operation. And we've got, is that the Royal Engineer guy? No, it's Royal Artillery guy. Now this is a commander that always looks like it should be really good, right? Like Early Warning sounds like a fantastically potent recon ability. Concentration Barrage sounds like a useful call-in which is available early. Having a decent light tank seems like a cool thing for UKF. I mean, I know they get the AEC, but it's not a true light tank, is it? It's not very good against infantry. And the Valentine also has some other cool stuff, because it's a command light tank. The Sexton, I have no idea what this unit is like, because I've never seen one. So, I guess that means it's terrible, right? But... I'd love to see one. I feel like with the community balance team at work, no unit is truly unusable in this game, so I would like to see a Sexton. And you get the Perimeter Overwatch, which can only be terrifying. I mean, that sounds really good, doesn't it? So, for a set duration. I suppose it depends how much this ability costs and how long that duration is, but if it's as long as I hope, then I don't know. We'll see, I guess. I really hope that we see Royal Artillery Regiment, because I want to see a Valentine do its thing, and I would love the prospect of a Sexton as well. That would be really nice. But we'll have to see what Kyanto is going to be bringing here. It lasts 2 minutes. Thanks, Bartertown. Yeah, so, okay, yeah, so I do remember it lasting a long time. So you just get 2 minutes of sort of cover fire from the 25-pounders in the UKF base. Sounds nice to me. That sounds real nice. Yeah, I mean, I hope that this is a good commander. You know what I feel like would make the Royal Artillery Regiment complete? And I understand that it would be considerably stepping on the toes of another commander, but if you could have the Churchill Ava, then it would be like...
They're trying to take it.
I would have no problem with... Probably take out the Sexton and put in the Churchill Ava, and then this commander suddenly is like really spice, I think. The Churchill Ava as well, like, in my opinion, kind of a criminally underused unit. I mean, yes, we all know I'm a big fan of just hurling vast explosions into your opponent, but the Churchill Ava is essentially a Storm Tiger, which isn't quite so vulnerable on the reload. And I get it, yeah, the shot is not as devastating either, but it's just a more usable Storm Tiger, really. So, I don't know. That would be cool. Explosions, the commander. Huh. Scope 7. Hot take. It's the most broken doctrine and faction in the game. You mean UKF with Artillery Regiment? Okay, alright, there is a lot of consensus. Bartertown as well, chipping in that the Artillery Regiment is the best commander at the moment. Explosions, the commander, coming to a battlefield near you. Okay, great. Well, I mean, I just haven't cast it very much on the channel or caught it in the wild very often, so... But I am open to being convinced. How's the Valentine? How's the Sexton? Are they any good these days? I'd be so curious, because if they are legit good, then, you know, that's awesome. Light field gun going to be getting added in here for definitely not Isildur, who has actually still not quite replaced the Storm Pioneers, so... This is kind of going to be a tough game for the OKW player. I mean, it always is. Especially when you're up against UKF, who normally you like to try and overpower and outmuscle in the first 10 minutes of the game at least a little bit. But when you lose your Storm Pioneers, then suddenly it's just Rifleman against Rifleman, and Tommies tend to do quite well in that dynamic against Volksgrenadiers. The Air Landing Field Officer, of course, is out as well, and he is essentially just bullying these Germans around, and map control minimal for the OKW player. Munitions and fuel about to be swiped away from them as well. Vickers gun here in the central building. I mean, this is about as good as it gets for a UKF opener here. The resource differential, once those points change hands, is going to open up massively. Jaeger light infantry are going to be moving out onto the field here to try and save the day, but I mean, they will have their work cut out for them. The light gun is at least decently chipping away at this Vickers gun in mid, so that's going to be doing something to help these Volksgrenadiers in their struggle, but this is a bleak battlefield for sure, as the munitions and the fuel are about to turn red, and then the resource differential is going to be, so we've got plus 42 and plus 30, oh, plus 26. Oh, wow! He actually manages to decap this fuel point with some heroic Volksgrenadiers. Okay, but I mean, the resource differential is still terrible, as you guys can see by looking at the bottom of the screen there. Definitely not Isildur. Is going to have a really hard time here. Fingers crossed for Goliath. I mean, yeah, it would be really cool. Huron Bartown chipping in with some knowledge here. So the Sexton apparently is very bad. The Valentine apparently is very good. Lots of momentum if you combine it with an AEC. Okay, interesting. Okay, that is interesting. Well, I mean, I'm hoping we're going to see it. I mean, this seems like a decent map for this kind of commander, right? The Air Landing Field Officer having a squeaky escape there. That was a little bit close, but we'll make it out alive. And if I crack the tack, you can see somehow German forces have actually forced back the majority of the UKF forces to reinforce and rearm. So they are actually spreading out onto the map. Getting off the clock is vital, connecting still 1 fuel and 1 VP, so, you know, the ingredients here to do well, prioritising decapping the British fuel point as well, so this is good. The Light field gun has crept up into a slightly more forward position where it can actually cover the area around this middle building, so that's also going to be useful. So, you know, for a game that's gotten off to a pretty bad start, definitely not Isildur, definitely, you know, showing more than signs of life here, and finally has to pay the tax and rebuy those Storm Pioneers. So that's, what are they now, 330 manpower or something like that? 300 manpower, yep. Okay. So yeah, gonna rebuy those, and, you know, that is the debt that was owed from like the 2-minute mark in this game. So all right, we've got the Storm Pioneers out, and you know, on the plus side, that is just a great combat squad with fantastic utility, and they are now back on the OKW roster. So this army for the OKW player, you know, there's only 3 squads of Tommies, a Vickers gun, and an air landing field officer. We can really push them around actually if we get some nice angles of engagement with these units. And the munitions income has been sufficient that we have some STGs on these Volks, so the DPS is there. So it's been a nasty few minutes as the air landing field officer getting a good engagement on these Storm Pioneers. Find some damage off of the light gammon bomb, and then gonna convert for a fallback with the Sten guns. But yeah, definitely not Isilda in with a great shot here of stabilizing in this game. The UKF player is actually stacking a lot of manpower at the moment. So no sign of company command post. Why are we stacking this much manpower? I feel like we're starting to get a little bit outnumbered and outgunned on the field. Alright, so it's not going to be Royal Artillery Regiment. It's going to be Vanguard instead, but this is fine as well, and it's going to be a glider coming in, so that's to some extent what we were saving manpower for. 200 manpower. Going to come down to afford that glider, so in it comes. And this is the command glider, I believe, which can produce commandos and can become a forward fallback point. It can produce quarter-pounder guns? Huh. That is interesting. Alright, he lands it down into an interesting position, to say the least. Surely this is just going to get destroyed. Like, the light gun will just shell this down, right? So why have we put this down here? I'm so unfamiliar with how this thing works these days. Anyway. No, Storm Pioneers are not more expensive than Obersoldaten. But they're not far off. Is the glider a reinforced point? I believe so. It always used to be. Although maybe not anymore. I don't know. Doesn't it? Okay. Bartertown with some game knowledge there saying yes it is. Okay, cool. I just can't see the reinforced button lit up on these units, but presumably it is. That would actually make sense. That's why these Tommies are staying fighting. Let's keep an eye on them. Light gun shells raining in, but Kyanto in a reasonable position here. Going to buy some engineers next. Ah, it's out of territory. Oh no. Oh god, yeah, it's landed here. Oh, that's why it's not a reinforced point. So he has to actually claim this point here before the glider. Oh no, yeah, it's landed like just over the line. That's a bit rough here from Kyanto. A bit of an unforced error there. Easy to do as well. I mean, you know, we've all made mistakes like this. Probably he won't do that again, but it's this is the game we happen to be casting, so yeah, we get to see him make this mistake. Bit of a shame, but there we go. Volksgrenadiers pushing in the west, making up some good ground here. And okay, now that this sector is taken, he's going to start building commandos and reinforcing units out of it. There we go. Yep. So that's pretty cool. Does it heal UKF forces as well? What's with the plus icon that's over the glider? That's interesting. What's that about? Does that just mean that it's a reinforced point or something? I don't know. I feel like I never see gliders, so I don't really have a good understanding of what I'm looking at. Thanks, chat, for helping me out through this one. So commandos come out of the glider, and they're immediately going to run on into these Volksgrenadiers, doing tremendous damage with the silent stands. This is actually quite a mobile infantry force for the UKF player. The assault officer, the commandos, the boys from Wales, 3 Sten squads. We've got a Vickers gun to back them up as well, which is nice. And now that this is available as a reinforced point, this is actually kind of useful. I'm kind of a bit surprised that the light gun isn't just shelling it down, but I suppose UKF forces are making that difficult. If we could creep the Vickers gun forward, that would be nice. So he's just going to spend a moment to reinforce the Vickers gun. Has some Tommies with the med kits there, and then perhaps we can start applying some pressure with that Vickers gun. I would like that. Such an unusual approach to UKF here. We've had no AEC. And there's actually still no company command post, which I imagine we'll see come down pretty soon. This game's getting a little bit old. Now, a triple cap has been established by the Axis player for some time, and that has actually drawn the scoreline to even now. So definitely not Isildur getting into a fantastic position based on how grim the first 8 minutes or 10 minutes of this game looked. And, pardon me, Obersoldaten are now out. LMG 34 is going to finish up on them. So apparently he can repair the glider. Oh, okay, cool. Alright, didn't know that. that's really good to know as well then. Very interesting.
A glider is ready to deliver.
Alright, it's so rare that we actually see this glider get any value in a game, and it is actually, you know, making this quite a prickly point to approach, because these UKF forces are just constantly reinforcing, so it's very difficult to take. Royal Engineers there will get defeated, just too many Germans with STGs blazing, and with it mid-control will fall back into the Axis hands. I feel like definitely not Isildur though is just kind of happy to let this glider exist. I mean, who cares if this Vickers gun is existing here? It's not really threatening or firing on anyone. Okay, he's going to attack into it now. But I mean, German forces are basically winning the fight elsewhere on the map, so 2 stars of veterancy will finish on this Vickers gun, and it is, oh god, he's going to try and get a grenade off of these Storm Pioneers, but they're getting hosed. This Vickers gun is doing a lot of damage. He's really vetting them up, and that will be a fallback there. So the fighting in the west over here, these Obersoldaten are going to be winning against various Tommies around here, unless these Tommies decide to push in a nice concave. So they're in need of a little bit of micro there. I'm sure Kayantho will get over there in a second. The light gun starts scoring hits on the Vickers gun here, as the scoreline beginning to open up a little bit with some Axis advantage, which I didn't think I would be saying. And we're probably going to see an Axis fuel spending choice here. A Panzer IV would be just fine. There's only one Hex Pounder out so far. Looks like the Obersoldaten have held over here in the west, so they'll be able to grab a VP if they want. God, what an interesting game. A very tactical positional play coming down from the British player. And I have to say, for how bad of a start Isildur, or definitely not Isildur, got, this is looking okay. This is looking more than okay. He's looking great, to be honest, given how bad the start was. So yeah, he can repair the glider. I'd love to see the Royal Engineers do that. In fact, they have repaired it a bit. In fact, they are repairing it now. Awesome. That's so cool that they've made it so you can repair all of the forward HQ type stuff, and like the forward, you know, the Soviet forward HQ, the glider and stuff. Like, they were all kind of never used because you could never repair them. Now that you can repair those things, they are so much more usable. Look at that. Did you see the feint of the incendiary grenade to force these UKF units to move, and then the cancel on the incendiary to save the munitions? Nice little bit of micro there coming out from definitely not Isildur. As yeah, landing field officer though, still 5 men strong, going to push right into these. Oh god, he has to get the fallback, and he does. Gammon bomb comes down, but won't find its mark there, and UKF forces will take mid. So at least holding on to one of the VPs. Look at these ballsy Volks Grenadiers. They're actually taking this fuel point. Vickers gun has them under the arc though, so. But it's getting splashed by this light gun. Let's just quickly check the tech here. Alright, company command post finally on the way. And the Panzer IV is also about to hit the field, so we are firmly in the mid-game now. It's looking a bit desperate here actually for the UKF player, because okay, commandos are going to help hold the line, but I feel like this glider position is under a heavy amount of duress. And he's sort of almost bogged down. He's like pinned in position here, having to like defend and operate around this position, which means that the Axis player is really getting away with a really good VP control. And I mean, the British forces have not threatened this fuel point for ages. Maybe that's about to change here, but I'm still not sure if I'm convinced about this glider play, let's put it that way. Has it really been useful? Panzer IV is just going to rumble on in here, immediately targets down the glider. There is a Hex Pounder taking shots from the south here, so the Panzer IV has to scurry back a little bit, but it can still just polish off this glider. So that'll be the end of the glider play there.
The enemy have destroyed a forward position.
It's not like the glider itself is expensive, but then he committed to defending this area, and I'm just not convinced that that was actually the right way to approach this map or this dynamic. So anyway, glider gets taken out, and the company command post is finished. There's a lot of fuel in the bank for the UKF player. Once the manpower is there, we'll see what the intention is for its spending. The fuel income has not been great though, so whatever fuel choice he takes here is probably going to have to stand on its own feet for some time. So it'll be interesting to see what the choice will be here. I mean, there is Firefly fuel here. Do we go for a Firefly? Is that a viable choice? We'll have to see. Yeah, the Lig is being defended like pretty well. He can easily creep it back, and this Schwerpanzer HQ will just defend it. So that Lig is doing just fine this game. Why is he trying to destroy this wreckage? Is it blocking line of sight? I think so. All right, German unit's going to be capping up here in the west. And I feel like definitely not Isildur is slowly but surely tightening the noose. And Kyanto is sort of having trouble defending the map presence and gathering resources, and this composition is not... There's just no real spice. I just feel like the Axis player is kind of just getting a little bit more value out of every engagement. Where's the Hex Pounder? Okay, it's here. Alright, so he actually does find the Panzer IV with the Hex Pounder. Oh my god, that Panzer IV gets a great shot into those Tommies, killing 3 of them there. The others will escape, but that's still nasty stuff. 3-star Vickers gun is desperately defending the UKF fuel point, but I believe he'll get the decap. No, he won't. Okay, so he does defend the fuel. That is vital.
The Tactical Air Force is sending support.
Okay, so now we have access to the strafing support run, but the Schwerpanzer HQ is done, so there is some flak assistance available. So it won't be the most impactful ability. How much is it as well? 200 munitions, so quite expensive. Gammon bomb coming down off of those commandos, not actually going to find any value. Mixed fighting going on all throughout west and mid of map right now. But I just still feel like it's the OKW player who's getting the upper hand in all these fights. Volksgrenadiers with STGs just kind of crawling out of the woodwork and forcing all of these UKF units back. If I crack the tack, you can see mostly the UKF army has been forced from the field, to be honest. So
A capture point is being
it's
overrun.
looking pretty bad right now for Kyanto. He needs to find something. Okay, here comes the air support. Gonna dagger these Germans back a bit.
Supplies looking a bit squiffy.
You'll hear the Axis flat cannon start firing. Oh no! He needs to anti-aircraft mode it. Okay. No, oh no, didn't click it. Alright, UKF forces making a play for mid under the cover of the air forces. Hurr! Okay, the crew of the Rakettenwerfer gets gibbed, but I mean they are probably the most expendable unit right now for the Axis player. There are no British vehicles, so that Rakettenwerfer wasn't really up to much, and of course it can get recrewed, so a relatively affordable loss there. The Panzer IV fearlessly advancing, may take a couple more rockets for its trouble. Quarter-pounder AT gun as well. The gravitic anomaly that always occurs when the glider dies coming through there. More rockets trying to find the Panzer IV. The Hex Pounder AT gun looking for it, but I mean, we're never going to get the kill on that Panzer IV right now, it seems. And where is this fuel going to go? Is he saving for Crocodile? Let's just see if we've got Hammer Tech. Okay, Hammer Tech is coming, so it's going to be an attempt at Comet here. Okay, we are taking the long road, but we're going to get a good tank for it. I just hope that Kyanto has a recoverable, like a playable game position by the time this Comet comes down. To remind myself, the Comet costs 175 fuel, 480 manpower. Okay, I mean, and the Comet will thrive on this battlefield as well, but he has to get the manpower, so that's going to be at least another minute's worth of saving, at least.
Battle drills for hammer
And we are falling... Oh no, sorry, actually. No, he's not falling behind. Wow, okay, cool. I mean, he is behind on VPs, so we can't spend too long getting this tech out. Yeah, you know what? The Comet probably looks fine, doesn't it? God, this has been a really weird game. It's just very not. It's just not how I'm used to seeing UKF forces used. Okay, so Axis forces are going to establish a triple cap here, it seems, whilst the UKF grab fuel. And Kyanto with a lot of work to do here. It's a Goliath! Oh yeah. Okay. It's been a long time since I've seen a Goliath on the channel. Man, I do love a good Goliath. And you know why? It's because it just makes your opponent's stuff explode. Alright, here comes the Goliath! Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Goliath. Dun 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 dun. Alright, here it comes. Oops. Let's keep an eye on that Goliath if we can. Okay, he's creeping it out into west. Just keep an eye on it there on the mini-map. Dun 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 dun. And the Goliath is really exploitable because if you can get it, if you can sneak it onto the fallback path of your opponent's infantry, then when you take a fight, all of their wounded infantry are running right over it and you just boom, get the squad wipes. That's one of the things you can do with the Goliath that I have maybe abused from time to time here and there. So yeah, that's okay. Yeah, see, okay, so this is a position where when UKF units come forward, the Goliath will be in an okay position. It still does appear to have cover, like it cloaks if it's in cover, the Goliath, which was always one of its shadiest things that it could do.
200 points now.
So that's still a thing.
Threatening a capture point.
Hang on a second. How much is a Goliath? 100 munitions. Okay. Alright, so we're just going to keep an eye out on that Goliath. If any UKF units head into that area of the map. Another Goliath! It's 2 Goliaths! Alright. Okay. 2 Goliaths. This is exciting. So, there's 2 important things here. A, is Kyanto going to get eyes on either of these Goliaths, just so that the possibility of Goliath is alive in his mind? That's going to be massive. Or are the Goliaths just going to hit out of the blue? If that's the case, then it's usually devastating for the UKF player. But if we can catch a glimpse of a Goliath scurrying into position, then that will help immensely here. These commandos, this is what I mean. So they fall back, and they're not going to go too close to that Goliath. That's not doable for the Goliath to get into position there. Look how stupid they are. They've got such acceleration that the physics of the game kind of makes them do a wheelie sometimes when they move. Really amusing. Yeah, German forces capture the midline of the map. Double fuel income will be there. And this is looking pretty bad for Kyanto right now, who still has not got the manpower together to get a Comet. We're close. We're just not quite there. So where's this Goliath? Oh, he nearly gets the landing field officer, but sorry, the assault officer, but that will actually not be enough. So a near miss on that first Goliath, and now Kyanto is on notice. Now we know this is a game where Goliaths are in it. So like, okay, definitely not Isildur is definitely not afraid to use the cheesy Goliath, and I think it's fair to say it is a pretty cheesy unit. He's gonna build another. Yes, Goliaths. I love Goliaths. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Datton correctly pointing out, you can put the Goliath just near a building as like a mobile demo charge. Absolutely, you can. Yeah. But I don't know why we don't see Goliaths used more. They don't seem to have changed since my day. Has the cost increased? 100 munitions does seem like a lot, but anyway. Man, I just like Goliaths, man. I just like them. So UKF forces desperately hold this 1VP, but 130 tickets and ticking under 353, and the composition obviously right now favouring the OKW player. And where's this other Goliath? Here it is. So we've got to keep an eye on the minimap. Don't want to miss either of these Goliaths when they go in. And it's so fast, the Goliaths. They are just... It's so fast, whether they hit or miss. Like, both players have to react in, like, seconds, or things look terrible for one or the other of them. This is a lot of English units here. Now, if that Goliath decides to creep in behind that line of sight blocker, that could be nasty. But no, there's too many Brits here, actually. They will spot it. So commandos and the air landing field officer are going to probably get the route on these OKW units. Yep, there we go. We might be able to even advance into the Obersoldaten there. These Obersoldaten possibly acting as bait here. Uh-oh, Kyanto. Are we actually looking? Frangie smoke comes down. Oh, God, the air landing field officer very close to this Goliath. Oh, oh, God. Oh, God, he sees it. He sees it. You have to get out of there, son! Oh no, that's kind of... Oh wow, he actually does shoot it down. Okay, fair enough. Whew. Close. Very close. Okay, yeah, so that Goliath was making a run to try and get on the fallback path of the... Oh, the light gun gets the kill on the commando unit. Oh, beautiful shot from that light gun. Wow. So the Goliath's definitely not inflicting game-changing damage, but they are forcing Kyanto to have like minor heart palpitations, I should imagine. So... You know, you've got to be so on top of all of your units, because Goliaths are so utterly fatal, and they give you so little warning that they're coming, because of course they camo when they're in cover. So like, it's very stressful to play against Goliaths, incredibly stressful. And Kyanto is in a stressful enough position. Now, why does he not buy the Comet? We actually finally have the resources here. What can we possibly be saving for? We're in a dire situation. We need all the strength we can muster right now. So I have to feel, you know, are we really saving for a crocodile? I just don't... I don't think this is the right choice. The Panzer IV will actually deal with the Crocodile if it's microed correctly. I mean, the Crocodile is a useful unit, but it's much more an infantry support tank rather than a conventional battle tank. And I feel like our problem here is going to be Axis armoured units moving forwards. I mean, our infantry can probably fight as long as the Panzer IV isn't in the fight. So I don't know. The Crocodile can kill units very quickly, though. You know, it has a flamethrower, and it's not too slow, and it actually gets much more manoeuvrable at what, Vet 2? Yeah, Vet 2. And it does tend to vet up quite quickly, Ian, because it just does such steep amounts of damage. Oh, okay, the Goliath goes off. I did miss that, but it killed a squad of Tommies there. Oh, God. And he just... What did he just lose? He lost something else somewhere. He lost the Tommies and... Oh, was it the Commandos? No, the Commandos already died to the Ligue.
Take one of our
I don't know, but this UKF army just looks too small now, doesn't it? And that it's a KT. I mean, this is the problem. Like, the Churchill just can't touch a KT. So, I mean, I feel like this game's basically over now because, like, there's still Goliaths coming out. Because the KT just closes the door. I mean, what are you going to do against that, you know? Hi. Armoured Bosch bastards firing at us. Yeah, and how? So, I mean, okay, yeah, we get some flame up on this light gun that has been being annoying. Somehow the armor on the Churchill is, like, bounced around, and the KT is missed around. So, actually, so far the Churchill is off to a fine start in life. But, I mean, it's a KT. We can actually almost afford a Firefly. Is there a world where the UKF player can stabilize long enough to get a Firefly out? I mean, he's actually capping north and mid, oh sorry, east and mid VPs. So maybe now the KT starts finding damage. Now the quarter pounder AT gun is Goliath! Oh, he gets the Goliath with the AT gun. What a shot! What a shot! Can you imagine how difficult that would be in real life to hit a moving tiny Goliath with a huge AT gun at that range? Like, wow, trick shot for sure. So the KT is kind of forced back by the AT gun for now. UKF forces are not under the clock by some miracle. If he can actually scrape together the manpower for a Firefly, is there a world where we can stabilize? I just feel like it's too late. 89 tickets is just not enough. The OKW player has such tremendous infantry roster here. The Crocodile looks like such a World War I tank. Yeah, it does. It has that sort of exposed tread sort of feel to it, like the Land Raider from 40k. It does, yeah, I mean, the Churchill chassis, it was quite old, wasn't it? Oh god, he's actually going to pick up one of the 5-star Volk squads. Okay, alright, if we can start wiping out our opponent's core infantry, that is a way back in here. Definitely not Isildur, actually doesn't have the manpower right now to be replacing those, and probably doesn't want to be spending it that way anyway. The air landing field officer on the chopping block, the Panzer IV will get a shot here. No, it won't. Okay. Kyanto is tenuously alive in this game. So it's being a lot closer than I thought. And I will hold my hand up and say, this Churchill is doing a lot better than I thought it would as well. And because we have Hammer Tech, it now has War Speed, because it's been attended to by these Royal Engineers. So that's going to be very useful as well in keeping it alive against the King Tiger. Somehow we're holding off a King Tiger and a Panzer IV with one quarter pounder AT gun, sorry, hex pounder, and a Crocodile, which is like... I'm pretty sure that's what I'm seeing, but I just almost don't quite believe it. Like, that is pretty out there in terms of stuff that can be going on. Panzerkampfwagen 420. That's not really its designation.
Damned enemies tried to take a point from us.
Okay, so I mean the Churchill is quite low. The Kettenwerfer has been picking it down. The King Tiger is coming in looking for a bit more damage. I mean the Churchills in their, I mean they're one of their own, you know, they have a huge HP pool. They can sustain damage.
Heavy tank awaiting orders.
But here's the problem. I mean, we've got 89 tickets, and now the German player gets the triple cap. Yeah, and Kyanto is forced out of the game. I mean, there's just no way of getting back onto those VPs, and we couldn't get the manpower for a Firefly in time. So that will be a fairly unceremonious end to that game. No massive fights taken. We didn't get to see the Crocodile go down in flames. Which would be a kind of ironic end for a Crocodile, I suppose. So, yeah, just a handy game there, taken by Definitely Not Isildur, who got off to a horrendous start. Anytime you lose your Storm Pioneers in the first few minutes of the game, it's always very tough, usually, for the OKW player. But able to overcome that just through solid infantry-based play for the first 10 minutes, and then navigating the game to a composition where just the OKW player is clearly very comfortable. The Panzer IV never really felt threatened throughout that game, and the UKF player trying to make something happen with the glider-based play, which was a little unfortunate because, as we saw, it landed just too far north to actually be in this sector, and obviously that wasn't the intention for Kyanto, was it? So that's a bit unlucky, that's a bit rough. I doubt he'll make that mistake again. And then, yeah, I mean, just kind of got ground down by Volksgrenadiers and Obersoldaten and the light gun. So yeah, that's tough. But that will conclude that game as I bring you on back to a picture of my face. What's up, guys? Yeah, that was a good game though. Yeah, we got to see Goliaths actually being used in the wild and being good as well. Like they were decent, right? They were cool. Um, he was definitely using them where like he was very close to getting some game-changing squad wipes. So, yeah, Goliaths still seem fine. 100 munitions is steep. You can't just be using them willy-nilly. But when you're ahead, or if you're playing in a 2v2, yeah, clearly they're absolutely usable, aren't they? So I will just have a quick look here. Let's have a look. Okay. I have to show you this. Hang on. Somebody, Jixkewy is playing this guy called I Hate Bastards Game. Fuck you, Relic. Okay, great. Clearly some strong feelings about the game there. There we go. Interesting. Okay, cool. Great. Well, I mean, I've been streaming for what are we on now? 2 hours, 16 minutes, and we've streamed quite a lot of Company of Heroes 2 today. So I feel like, given that there's no epic-looking game on the ladder there, I'll call it a day for Company of Heroes 2 there. But I'm going to take a 10-minute break, and then we will come back and either cast a game of StarCraft 2 just as a warm-up, just to look at doing that. It's something I've never really done before. I've cast like one StarCraft 2 tournament before, and it was really fun, and I love StarCraft 2. I've been watching that game since the beta. It's an amazing game to watch. But I don't really have, honestly, if I'm really honest, I don't really have much faith in my ability to cast that RTS because it's so fast and it's so knowledge based, and you really do have to know what you're talking about, I feel like. And when it comes to StarCraft 2, I honestly probably don't. Like, I have played StarCraft 2 here and there, but I wouldn't say I'm the best player. I was like about Diamond League for a while with Terran. But it's an amazing RTS and I would love to cast it, and I have a cool replay, so we can do that. Or we can play some Magic the Gathering Arena. I'll see how I feel and see how you guys feel as well when I get back. So I'm going to go for a 10-minute break. Let's call it 1:15. So I'll be back at 25 past the hour, and then we'll try something new. We'll cast some StarCraft 2, or we will play some Magic the Gathering Arena, and it will be a little bit chill, and it will be just kind of good fun. So hooray, cool. Look forward to seeing you guys then. I'm going to sign out for 10 minutes. I will be back momentarily. Greetings, what is up? And a very warm welcome back to this, a Midday Magpie stream, now running at considerably past midday times on Wednesday the 3rd of June, coming to you guys in the lockdown with some RTS casting. Let's see now, I'm sure you'll know by now, but we're going to be streaming Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays moving forward, so that'll be the next stream on Friday, again at midday, that's 1100 hours GMT. You can catch the VODs over at youtube.com/magpie842. Thank you very much to all of you for hanging out in chat today. Let's see now, Dan here, Hell March, best song. You know it, dude. That song is so epic. My God, if that song doesn't like stir and make you kind of get a little bit excited, then there's probably something wrong with you. It looks like we've got another follow here from Hess_Shiz. Hess_Shiz. Thank you very much for the follow. Very much appreciate your support. Glad you're enjoying what I'm doing here. I'm very much at the moment just not really sure what my sort of final format or final like product is when it comes to this kind of thing, or indeed pretty much anything. I'm still sort of finding my feet with Switch and everything, and at the moment the objective is really just to learn new skills and have fun, and that's what we've been doing. Learning a bit of OBS, learning a bit of video production, hopefully learning some sound production soon. Yeah, it's just good fun really. And I enjoy RTS, and I'm really glad that some of you all out there enjoy watching it with me. So, why don't we give some StarCraft 2 a go? I found a replay earlier on. I have no idea how long it is, or if it's an especially good game. It's between two Masters level players, or maybe even GM. I think one of them is a GM. So yeah, we can jump on in and cast it. It's going to be a bit rough because I haven't cast StarCraft 2 for years, literally years. So I can't remember any of the keyboard shortcuts at all. You know what? I probably should have like printed off a little list of those and had it here on the sly so that I looked really good at casting. Note for next time, we'll probably do that. So yeah, right. Well, I mean, without further ado, let us get into the StarCraft 2. I'm gonna just spend a second right here just to see how the HUD appears. All right, so that actually looks okay, doesn't it? Let's just give chat a quick test here. Boop. Okay, yeah, that's appearing in a reasonable place for chat to be appearing. Since I like MTG, have I played the new artifact? Which one? And like, to be honest, I love MTG, but I haven't really gotten into the new set because the companion mechanic was awful. Like, it kind of ruined the game for me, to be honest. So I haven't really been playing it, but they have just massively nerfed companion, as I knew they would, because it was stupidly good. So yeah, keyboard scroll speed. We're just going to put that right down to like casting levels, except return to game. Is that more appropriate? Yeah, there we go. Now we can really use the camera a little bit better. Valve is beta testing Artifact 2.0. Oh, is that a game? I've never heard of it. That sounds good though. Sounds pretty cool. All right. Let's. Oh wait, how do we do some? Oh yeah, no, that works. All right. That's the Dota card game. Okay, cool. No, I knew nothing about that game, but is it free? I'll look into it. That sounds good. I mean, I like card games. All right. Spawning down here in the south, playing as the Zerg, it is gonna be E-Punk's Gyarados. Is there a? How do you? Okay, I thought it was. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. All right, yeah. StarCraft camera controls. They're completely different. And spawning in the north, playing as the Terran pieces, it's gonna be Spanmeister. So yeah, all right. And now because this actually has a pretty good casting interface, we can just keep the production tab on the lock up there. I don't know how you do strategic zoom in this game. I just don't know. So we're not going to worry about it for now. But that's definitely a thing that's in this game. That'll be really cool to use going forwards. Hooray! We got ourselves a Terran vs Zerg here on Everdream Ladder Edition. So yeah, looks like pretty standard stuff here for this Terran player. Probably going to be going for the old Reaper Scout here. Wow, this is really going to be testing like any of my StarCraft 2 knowledge like whatsoever. It's a hatch first build here for the Zerg player. So we'll have a pool coming up next. And then these two players are going to get the opening aggressions underway here. No cheese, no proxies. We're clear on those. Like most ladder maps, this is just a two-player map, so no danger of either of these two players not scouting their opponent. How do we... Is there a way of following this unit? There probably is. I really should have looked at the keyboard hotkeys. Yay! Welcome to Magpie's inaugural StarCraft 2 cast. It's going to be so bad. You know what? I haven't even changed the stream information to say that I'm casting StarCraft 2. Whatever. We'll just roll with it for now. If this game goes on for half an hour, I'm going to feel pretty dumb about that. But anyway, yeah, the SCV scout comes in here, sees that he's up against Hatch first with pool and regular gas timing. So this is just a pretty safe Reaper Scout expand build here for the Terran player. Not getting the second gas turbo early means that he's probably not going to... Okay, there we go. Where's the resources? So can go for a factory next. So this is probably not going to be... I don't know, it's too early to say. Yeah, so he's going reactor first, so this could definitely be mech. I don't know, this is like the most standard Terran opener so far, so there's like nothing remarkable going on so far. This is like what I play like 9 out of 10 games. Factory comes down here, and then of course when the factory finishes he can swap that onto the reactor to get double Hellion production if that's what he wants, but probably is, because double Hellion production is really sweet here. Speed coming down of course at the regular timing here, so the speedlings will be good. Here comes the Reaper for the scout here. Now the Reaper doesn't tend to get anything done. A reasonable grenade there. Is going to have to get off of creep or else he's going to die to lings. There we go. Now that we're off creep we can kite around a little bit and just frustrate the Zerg blade. Oh no! Okay, that's a bit lax. I mean, you never want to lose your Reaper needlessly to an unforced error there. Obviously, you can micro away there. The Reaper actually can't jump down these cliffs, can it? So for those of you who know, Reapers can jump up and down cliffs. So actually, that was probably just quite a bad place to have your Reaper in full stop, to be honest. Wow, this map's actually terrible for Reaper scouts, isn't it? You can jump off this cliff. Okay, that's like the only cliff where it can happen. So there we go. Who we got here? Who's this here in chat? Olvardi. Welcome to chat, friend. We're casting a little bit of something new today. Going to be trying to cast some StarCraft 2, which is not a game that I cast often. So yeah, the double Hellion production has begun, and we've got a starport. So this is just super standard stuff here from the Terran player. Going to be getting a safety bunker so he doesn't die to a lot of speedlings. Not that he's scouted a lot of speedlings, and indeed we know that there's a third hatch coming for the Zerg player, so unlikely to be anything too aggressive anytime soon. But, you know, a safety bunker is quite a safe and cheap thing to do. Stim is coming down, so it's actually not going to be mech, probably. Although we have seen players, like some top-end players, doing a biomech style where you do get stim and combat shields, and you use mech and bio in equal numbers. That is like right on the cutting edge of the meta that we are seeing only in the last like month or so, and that's really exciting. I doubt that we'll be seeing it in a random game here, just between some random GM level players though. So yeah, we'll see. For the Zerg player, it looks like Baneling Pit, Baneling Nest on the way. Was there a Roach Warren? Have I missed a Roach Warren? Nope, there is no Roach Warren yet. So yeah, pretty standard stuff. Lair is finishing up. Wait, sorry. No, it's not actually. Oh, sorry, he hasn't gone for Lair Tech yet. Wow, this is actually a relatively late Lair, right? What are we at now? 4.5 minutes. Yeah. Okay, I'm still getting a feeling for like the StarCraft 2 timings. Marines here are going to pick off the Scouting Overlord, but that Scouting Overlord saw basically everything he needed to see, was able to gauge the saturation on the natural, did see all of the tech, saw the stim like spinning away, so the Zerg player will know that this is going to be a bio-based play. We're probably going to see 2 to 3 more racks come down, and then maybe some spice. We'll see what it will be here for Spanmeister. Twitch encoding really doesn't like creep, is that right? Okay. Well, I'm panning it around on creep, and I'll keep an eye on my second screen here. Thanks for the feedback there, Datton. Double Evo Chamber here, so the Zerg basically wants to play a late game, that means. Evo Chamber, of course, where Zergs research their upgrades. So, yeah. Upgrades, of course, are only really valuable in games that go on for a little bit longer, because they are an investment in the future of the game. So, decent enough creep spread here for Gyarados. Going to be spreading out that creep onto the map. Yeah, the Twitch encoding doesn't really like the creep, does it? That is one blurry mess. I wonder if there's some settings I can sharpen up for that. 1-1 going to be coming down here. Where's the eBays here from the Terran player? Okay, he's actually going to be behind on upgrades for a little while here, it seems. And going for a third CC? Man, actually, Spanmeister is stacking so many minerals. Okay. This game definitely not as high level as I thought. Going to throw down triple barracks now, but these barracks are so late. Normally you want to throw down the racks. Wow, I don't want to actually say that I might be a better player than someone who's in a GM ranked game, but like I know I can hold together my build for like the first 6 minutes much more tight than Spanmeister is doing here. So that actually feels pretty good. Throwing down some supply depots in a pretty unimaginative location, but I suppose he already has a wall at the front, so that's kind of fine. First medevac is out now. We've got a tech lab actually on the starport. Do we have anything spicy coming out of that? Yeah, we've got a Raven. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, sorry, I totally missed some Raven harass going down. I'm so good at this game. Ah, okay. Can we get a workers lost tab? Is there a thing for that? Can we get a workers lost tab? There is definitely a workers lost tab, like, but it's like a thing that you press. It's like a graph that comes up. It's like control something. Units killed, APM, EPM, name panel, minerals. Okay, well, I'm so good at casting StarCraft 2, it's unreal. Just Malarks. Hey, welcome, Just Malarks. What do you mean no KO2? Oh, we were casting KO2 for like 5 games or something earlier. Yeah, man, there was some KO2. But it was the first thing we did, and I'm just trying something new. Going to mix it up with a little bit of StarCraft 2. So, Zerg player going up to 4 bases here. What is the production? There we go. We can just do that. That's really easy. So 1-1 now coming for the Terran player, but he's considerably behind the Zerg right now. So there's going to be an upgrade advantage window for this Zerg player. Hellions are kind of out, but this Terran player is not being as active as they need to be. If Terrans just let the Zerg do Zerg things, they tend to lose. This Zerg has been mining now off of 4 bases for a little while. The Terran player is just putting down their 3rd here. So, can I... I mean, yeah, look at the supply. Look at the supply. Yay, I'm allowed to use StarCraft 2 references now. Yeah, this Zerg player is basically getting away with it. Normally you want to see the Terran player coming in. I mean, I know we saw the Raven come in for a little bit of harass, but it basically got nothing done. Alright, now the Terran player is going to move out. The Zerg player is coming around for a flank. We've got Lings in the north, Lings in the south. So the Lings in the north are just immediately scout the 3rd. It is open. They get up into the mineral line. So they're going to start doing some damage. Lings here also going to sneak through the open line. Widowmine in a nice place. Reasonable split for the Zerg player. As Ling's going to overrun into the main. Oh god, this is terrible. So it all comes down... If the Terran player can find some damage with this assault, then we're in a reasonable position for the Terran player. But did he actually just lose all the workers at the 3rd? That's terrible. And now... this attack is going to go nowhere. These Zerglings, yeah. That is ugly. Ugly! And that is essentially game. Yeah. Okay. That was not the best replay to cast off the bat, but it apparently was recommended really highly on like a replay site that I found. So, okay. Well, we proved that we can cast StarCraft 2. It's a thing I can do. I can find replays, I can cast it, I have the overlay. It all seems to be absolutely fine. So as a technical exercise, that was great. Thank you very much, everyone in chat, for bearing with me as I get to grips with casting new games. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Okay, sweet. All right. That was the only replay I found. I just wanted to quickly see if I could cast StarCraft 2, and it clearly is a thing that I can do. So let's go back to a picture of my face. Boom, there we go. Right, now we are actually going to update the stream information for the next thing that I'm going to do, because we're going to play some Magic the Gathering Arena. Magic the Gathering Arena, where are you? Why is this not being found? Is it just called MTGA? No? Magic the Gathering Arena. Okay, cool, there we go. Wow, you can actually stream your current deck list with an extension from OBS. That's pretty cool. All right, cool. Midday Magpie live game casting. That's still appropriate. All right, cool. All right, we're going to try and do some Magic the Gathering Arena. Buckle in. This is going to be actual Magpie playing, not casting. But there's just been a huge nerf to the thing that was keeping me out in the meta. So let's just. We're just going to get logged in. All right. And then we're going to go into Magic the Gathering Arena. And hopefully my overlay is going to be in a relatively unobtrusive place. There we go. You don't think the nerf is live on Arena? Are you for real? Oh no! Oh shit! All right, well we're just gonna have to play into the face of. All right, well let's just play. Let's just play and see what happens. All right. So I basically they said it's on the 4th. Ah, that's tomorrow. No. All right. Well, we'll play a game and just see how it runs on the stream. I mean, I've already been streaming for like nearly 3 hours, so like I'll just play, see how I feel. We'll just have a laugh, you know, whatever. It's rare that you guys actually get to watch me playing a game, so we'll just try. For those of you who don't know, there's been a new mechanic in the most recent Magic the Gathering set called Companion, and I mean, I hate to say I told them so, but like, oh, hang on, let me just think for a second. So opponents on the play, I'm on the draw. That will not be enough. That might be. It's a bit of a risky keep. So yeah, it's called Companion, and yeah, see this guy's it's a fucking Loris deck. I'm gonna get spanked. I'm gonna get utterly destroyed here. This is gonna be rough. So this is why I've not been playing Magic recently, because of Loris. Oh my god, this is so much value. He's just gonna destroy me. Well, we're going to do our best. So I'm playing a really weird sort of, well, not weird, it's just pretty out there as far as the meta goes. I'm playing like a mill strategy, but I don't want you to blow my own trumpet or anything, but I'm like reasonable at playing mill strategies. I have a bit of experience there. So I think we need to play this to try to not die, but I mean, we're so going to die. Yeah, so he got the play, I had to mulligan. He's playing a Loris deck, which is like pretty much, oh my god, double stinger. Well, this looks rough. Has he got a cycler? Oh god, alright. Well, now I'm obliged to pay 2 life, but that's okay. And now we have some counter magic up, so this is not the end of the world, actually. No, it's really not creative name. You know that there's that card where it deals 1 damage to your opponent for each card with cycling in their your graveyard. So like the more I mill him, the more he can just kill me by casting 1 spell. So no, it's decks like this that are really hammering me in the meta at the moment. So yeah, normally mill would be okay against the strategy that is all about drawing a lot of cards. Oh god, see, like he's just getting so much value. Yeah, I mean, I realistically have to let these resolve. Is he mana screwed? He did actually miss a land drop. So a sliver of hope, perhaps. Oh god! If he has another cycler... Oh my god, look how much value he's getting. This is so good. So now he's going to cycle 1 more card. There we go. So now I think I have to kill the Flourishing Fox, because if I lose my wall, how am I realistically ever going to stabilize? So yeah, I'm going to kill the Flourishing Fox, take 4. Oh my god, this is so bad. Yup. Okay, so now we're obliged to do this. And then I still take 4, which puts me on 6 against a guy who's just cycling for like massive value. So yeah, this is pretty bad, to be honest. So I'm playing a control deck, so I don't do a lot of playing on my turn. That's why you see me just fly through my turn. Okay, so he just has to cast, like, he just has to cycle 2 more cards and I'm dead. That's pretty tough. In fact, he's definitely got it, hasn't he? Because he's got 5 cards in hand, 2 more mana. That's just good game, good game. Alright, that was about the worst possible matchup that we could have found. So, and I was on the draw, and I had to mulligan. So if he's got 1 more cycling card, then I'm done for. There we go, nicely done. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, we can just go ahead and concede right there. I think I'll have a lot better luck playing tomorrow, because these kinds of cycling decks are getting heavily, heavily nerfed by the lack of Loris. Well, not lack of, but the heavy nerfs that are going to come down onto the companion mechanics. So I thought that those were live already, but Creative Name, dropping the knowledge in chat there, actually knows that it's not live till tomorrow, that change on Magic the Gathering Arena, so yeah. But this is a really good opportunity for me to just test out how the game looks on the stream, test out whether this... this layout on the for the stream is appropriate. Like, is my camera down here annoying, or the events there annoying? We're just gonna have to find out by playing. So, and also I just like playing Magic at the end of the day. So even though it's tough out here on the ladder, I am okay to do this. All right, come on. I'm hoping that just be playing a left field deck. Don't be playing something super meta, my friend. Let's have a game here. So we are on the draw with a fairly risky but potentially high reward hand. That is actually acceptable, so we are going to keep it. But this is a very risky high reward. If we get to develop with this... Oh god, right, so he's hard aggro. We might have a chance here. Okay, we might have a chance. So I think we have to play this first. Alright, we might have a chance here, we'll see. So he gets in for 1, possibly more. Oh, of course, because now he can use his... what's the mechanic called? Spectacle. He has Spectacle now. But apparently he didn't actually have an efficient use for his mana, so this is looking fine for us. Okay, so now we have a really... So now we're at a fork in the road where we can make a risky play of casting Drowned Secrets, which is an investment in a late game, or we can make a more defensive play with Wall of Lost Thoughts. Given that he's on a very aggro-looking deck, the Wall of Lost Thoughts seems a lot more appealing, so I think we have to go with that. There we go. So that gives us a blocker, and my deck has a lot of synergy with getting 7 cards into my opponent's graveyard, and there's now 4 cards in there. We can also have a little look here. Oh my god, it's a Blood for Bones deck. Oh, okay, no, this deck is super meta. Oh Christ, we're so doomed again. Okay, so the key card in this deck has literally just been banned, but if those changes aren't live till tomorrow, he can still play it for now. So, okay. Wow, and he also gives Death Touch to his Footlight Fiend. Tis difficult to know what the best play here is. We can't really put up any blockers, so I think we just have to pay 2 life and hold up counter magic. And just stop him from doing the worst thing he can on his turn. Because blockers count for nothing with both of his creatures having Death Touch. Yeah, Space Godzilla, you know the one. Okay, so he comes in for 2, but that's kind of fine. Now he has Spectacle. Go on. Caster. A Grim Dancer. No. Oh, we're missing land drops. That's really bad for the control deck. I think we might be obliged to cast So Tiny on one of his dudes here. Yeah. Still missing land drops. Oh, it's looking pretty rough. Goodness. This thing's got double Death Touch. He comes in for 2. Are you gonna play anything? If he's got a few more 1/1s, like small creatures are really good for him to play here. If he taps out for 4 mana, that's like the best case scenario for us, because all we have is a counter spell. So we just want to counter a really big thing. He's having a good old think. He's not going to play anything. All right, that kind of works out fine for us. All right, we get a land. Still pretty rough for us, though. You should gain 5 life when he attacks with a -5 power. Oh God, if that's how this game worked, this deck would be so much better. Alright, so, I mean, at the present rate of attrition, we have 5 more turns. And it's up to him whether he wants to actually try and commit more to the board. A Porcuparrot, which he is casting for its Mutate cost. So how does Mutate work? It's been ages since I've looked. If you cast the spell for its Mutate cost, you put it over or under, then they mutate into the creature. So that would be considerably more power, yeah, so we basically have to cancel that. Cool, so now he has 2 mana to do whatever he wants with, because we are tapped out, so that's pretty bad. Aid the Fallen. He gets to, let's see that again, sorry. Return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, that's fine. Alright, into the story. That is a ray of hope for us. But I think it's probably too little too late, because we're already on 8. And like we're on the cusp of stabilizing here. But it's probably... Okay, he's going to attack now. Okay. Did you not want to cast that thing again, bro? He's going to do it after combat. Oh my god, he decided not to cast everything, thinking that we had counter magic. Okay, this works pretty well for us, because we get to draw 4 now. Okay. Alright, signs of life here. So we're going to use the Fabled Passage to thin out our deck a little more. I mean, this is still a super rough position for us. We can die very quickly to a lot of things, but it's not the worst place in the world to be here. I think if we don't cast Drowned Secrets on this turn, we are likely to die. But I don't really want to put down the counter magic. So we could cast... No, we do have to cast Drowned Secrets if we're to have a hope of winning this game. Okay. Alright. Your move, buddy. I have to discard a card. That's fine. He's going to draw a card. That's fine. So we're going to discard this. That's fine. You can have that, sir. I mean, I say it's fine. It's still dramatically problematic for us, but whatever. I'll settle for it. At least it doesn't kill us right now. So now he gets to attack for 2 again. That's fine. I don't block because I have anything to block with. Alright, we're on 4. Okay. So I think we're obliged to So Tiny something. Just because otherwise we might never kill him. And we just have to go all in now because we're on 4. Okay, that's fine. So how many cards is he on? 29, and we can mill for 16, 22. Ugh, we can mill him for 22 right now. In fact, if we mill him for 22, we might stay alive a turn as well. It's kind of close. This is kind of close. So on 4, he's got 2 attackers. I can block 1. He doesn't have any source of flying that's obvious or on the table. So, okay, let's turn the screws a bit. It's still looking bad for us, but this is not a 0%er, as I like to say. Right, so we make a blocker here, and we leave ourselves 4 mana open. So we can counter something if needs be. Ooh. Yeah, that's fine. If he lets us, if he doesn't kill us this turn and we can somehow... Oh no, that's not going to be possible. Alright, so I have to counter this because that is lethal damage, which is annoying because we wanted to cast into the story. But at least we don't die, maybe? I mean, he's still got like 5 mana and 2 cards in hand, so there is a very good chance that we are just dead here. What have you got, buddy? Is it good enough? Yes. Shit. Alright, well, we're boned. Good game. Good game. Actually, if we draw a 1 mana card, we might actually have him, right? Come on, top deck! Ah! Alright, have we got him? I think we might have him. Oh, that's really funny. How did we win this? So he's got 11 cards left, and we can mill him for 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I think we've got him. Whew. That was a squeaky one. Yeah, we've got him. Hey, we took a win out on today's meta using a list from like 18 months ago that I had. Nice one, buddy. taking a win. Yeah, creative name. You're not wrong. It didn't have trample. But I still thought that we were just dead. All right, sweet. Oh, okay, well, we took a nice win there. All right, I'll play another one with this deck, and then I'll probably switch to a different deck. This is fun. Look at us go. We're like streaming Magic, and it's like cool and interactive and fun. All right, so we're at 1 for 1 at the moment. Time for some T enforcements. T enforcements. Affirmative. Okay, Feed and Mit Franz. If you're new to MTG, you might not know. If you are required to draw a card and you can't because there are no cards left in your deck or library, then you lose the game. So I managed to get all of my opponent's cards from his library into his graveyard, and then when it was his turn, he had to try and draw a card from the top of his deck, but there was no card there, and that's how you win when you're milling. So the strategy with this deck that I'm playing is to stay alive long enough and like deflect my opponent's attacks and keep them under control long enough for me to mill them down. So I'm playing quite a defensive strategy that wins in very strange ways. Oh god, look at everybody abusing this shit. How am I always on the draw? On the play, this is a really good hand. On the draw, this is absolute garbage. So we have to mulligan, which is a bit sad. That is more doable. Yeah, okay. I think we have to put that one back. Alrighty. Fuck. Okay, so a Scorch Spitter means that he's on a hyper-aggressive plan where he will be attacking me all the time and try to kill me as quickly as possible, which is a bit of a problem for my deck, to be honest. So we have to take 2 off of this thing. This is a bit annoying. See, his 1-drop is able to deal 2 damage on the attack there. It's like pretty good. And now he gets to light up the stage. Very nice. With a mana still open. Oh, good god. Finds a land. So I think we... Oh god, it's such an unclean answer to a Scorch Spitter to So Tiny it. I think we actually have to hold on to the So Tiny and try and find some more value out of it down the road, but that's really rough. So I'm just debating whether or not to cast the Merfolk Secret Keeper as an 0/4. I think we do. Feed and Mit Franz, it kind of is a cheesy strategy, yes, but then I'm Magpie 842, and I do like a healthy dose of fromage on my strats, so yeah. Alright, so yeah, we pass to attackers, he's going to attack, get the 1 free damage, that enables Spectacle, so it's all going very well for him at the moment. We make a block. And then we see what he plays. It's a Bone Crusher Giant. Oh, fuck. Which we're obliged to take 2 damage off because we have to cast this on it. Yikes, but it's the only thing we can do to try and control it. Alright, so then I go up to 3, and I mean, I'm still hemorrhaging terribly. I'm going to actually have to cast this Overwhelmed. Okay, so the choice is, do we cast Overwhelmed Apprentice, which would give us a way of keeping the Scorch Spitter out and leave So Tiny up, or do we leave the counter magic up, which is almost certainly the best thing to do, but if I don't draw a land, I'm boned. I think I have to leave the counter magic up. Anax, hardened in the forge. Anax's power is equal to your devotion to red. Whenever Anax or another non-token creature you control dies, put a 1/1 red satyr creature into play with this creature can't block. So no, we can't let him have that. Well, bollocks. well, this continues to look bad for us. Okay, well, the Overwhelmed Apprentice, if he can't kill it, is actually quite good here, because it keeps out 2 of his creatures. Yeah, we do sort of need that swamp. Actually, we'll do that. Yep. How many cards in his graveyard? 7. So we can mill him for 4 here just quickly. And this is just a way of making sure that he always has at least 7 cards in his graveyard, which will become relevant, hopefully, as this game goes on. And then it's his turn. All right, buddy, your move. If he's got a kill spell for my Overwhelmed Apprentice, that's actually quite good for him. Oh, of course he has this guy. I forgot this. You're starting to... If a source you control with an odd converted mana cost would deal damage, it deals double that damage to that permanent or player. Well, that's bad. Yeah, we lose. We lose. There is no coming back from this. Ouch. I mean, we're doing our best to manage his position, but we're in such a bad way. Alright, so obviously the play this turn is search for swamp, play Jace. And then we can sort of hope that he gets distracted with Jace and has nothing left in his hand, which he has 3 cards. It's not very likely, but whatever. I mean, it's not a 0%er yet, but it probably is. We just don't know what's in his hand. So at least Jace is a little bit of a card draw engine, and we desperately need more resources here. That's good enough. Alright, mate. Have you got the win? Off you go. I'm tapped out, buddy. It's on you. Shit. Oh my god. Yep, he had the goods. He had the goods. Yeah, we're so dead. Oh, he's going for Jace. Wow, that's a mistake. That's such a mistake. This gives me like a whole another turn. Not that I can possibly imagine what I might draw that would pull my ass out of this fire. So he's going for Jace and he can't even kill it. It's very strange. Okay. You really want to waste like a turn going after Jace? That's on you. I'm on 10 life, buddy. You probably want to attack me. Alright, I don't even know what I could draw that might save me here. But we're going to try. That's a good start. If he's stupid enough to attack Jace again, then we might be okay. Yeah, absolutely could be worse. Oh! So that is literally lethal. If that resolves, I die on the spot. So we have to counter it. Pardon me, but it might actually just be lethal without it, so we'll just have to see what happens next. He's got such good options now. He can put me to 2 life as a bare minimum. Or he can put me to 6 life and kill Jace, which, based on the fact that he spent a whole turn trying to worry about Jace last turn, like... And now he doesn't kill Jace! You gotta pick a lane and stay in it, buddy. Alright, so I am obliged to make a block here. Okay, and then I'm on 2, and again, I don't really know what I can draw that will save me here, but we get to have a look anyway. It ain't that. It ain't that either. very close, actually. That's very close, but he does still have it. Nice game. So basically, with the two so tinies, I can actually get rid of like 2 of his creatures. That actually leaves him only going in with one card in hand. So we were very close to stabilizing there. This might not look close, but that was very close. But in the end, we do not have the resources to win. And so we must concede defeat. But that's fine, actually. For a game where we were like on the draw and up against a pretty rough matchup and didn't really get the cards from the deck that we wanted, that would have been bad. So the Goblin is like a 2-1 with haste, or in that example, it's a 1-1 with haste, and you can sacrifice it to give another creature haste. So it's a pretty good 1-drop for that kind of strategy. I'm going to play another one with this deck. I've got some other decks which are really good fun as well, but I'm feeling this one right now. T-enforcements. Oh. Yay, finally we're on the play with a really good hand. That'll do. Okay, so we're going to go Island Apprentice. So we've got the option of land 3 and a Wall of Lost Thoughts, and we mill off, so he's in Teamer something or other. I'm not very good at the meta right now, so that's not actually enough information for me to know what he's doing. So we definitely want that land. We'll take that. So we got a Scry 2 there to let us sort of filter the top of the deck a little bit. He's going to play a tap land, so that's okay, I suppose. We're going to attack. Yeah, we got in for the first point of damage today. Nice. And then we're going to play an island, and then we're going to play another Apprentice to get the Scry 2. We don't actually have black mana, which is really awkward, so I kind of can't keep those. That's annoying. I think he might be on the drawing cards deck, the when you draw your second card each turn deck. The Improbable Alliance, that's what it's called. Oh yeah, looks like it might be. We'll see. No, we needed black mana. Paradise Druid. Oh god, no, he can't be on that deck. So yeah, that's fine. We let that one resolve. Yay, black mana! That was lucky. Yeah, I think we just keep attacking, right? Because it's hilarious. This is a mistake, but it's very fun. I just like trying to beat down with a deck that is nothing about beat down. It's hilarious. Alright, buddy. You'll go. What is it gonna be? Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard an enchantment card. You know what? His hand is so big already, just let that resolve. That is a mill 3 for us. Great. That's also his whole turn, which is fine. He could attack us for 2 if he's feeling really spicy. Go on. Go on, attack me. Go on. No, he doesn't have the balls! Alright, cool. Well, that's fine for us. I'm going to keep attacking him. If he keeps letting me attack him, I'll keep attacking him. Got you down to 13 with Overwhelmed Apprentice beats here, buddy. I don't mean to sound alarmist or anything, but you might want to make a play. Gets his second blue source. He's up to a lot of mana now. He's gonna attack me. Yeah, sure, buddy, whatever. Augur of Bolas. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal an instant or sorcery from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Yeah, that's fine. Gets Reunion. That's pretty good. Probably going to cast Reunion. I mean, he's definitely looking for something. This is like some kind of... Is this a Fires of Invention deck or something? I'm so out of touch with the meta, and I didn't really want to play until after they banned all of the gratuitously awful cards, so... Good game. Sure. Oh my god, getting a bit land flooded here. If we could draw a Into the Story, that would be really good here. Really, really good. Nope, that's good. You'll go. So we have some protection here, but if he really starts playing things, and he's been looking at a lot of cards and he has a huge hand, so you have to imagine he's going to start doing something nasty here. That could be a problem. He is wisely respecting the huge capacity of my deck for counter magic at the moment. But sooner or later he's just going to have... Ah, okay. Ah, it is the hexproof deck! Shit! Yeah, sure. Okay, so the reason this is annoying is because I nearly, out of a suspicion that this was the hexproof deck, put the So Tiny onto the Paradise Druid when he attacked with it, because then it loses hexproof for an instant. But I didn't, because I was saving So Tiny in case he played some other massive threats. But now we know that that's not going to be happening, probably. So that's a bit of a problem. Yeah. Why not put So Tiny on the Bolus? Let me put it another way. Why put So Tiny on the Bolus? It's already a creature that I can block with my awful apprentices. He's milled himself down to 28 though. We've done very little milling here, and he's down to 28. So like, if we can get like some drowned secrets going. Oh, so because the Paradise Druid has hexproof, which makes it very difficult to deal with. So the idea is you stack a load of enchantments onto this Paradise Druid, and I can't kill it because it has hexproof. And if you put Vigilance onto it, it can attack and remain untapped. So that's where he's going. Anyway, we've got a Storm Herald. Return any number of aura cards. No! You will not be resolving that card, sir. You will not be resolving that card, sir. You can resolve that card. Cast the Reunion. Do it. Do it. Cast the Reunion. Do it. Do it. He's doing our job for him. He's down to 23 and we've barely milled him. And we've got, well, okay, we don't have any mill in hand really. But, I don't know, I mean, if we draw a Drowned Secrets, he's like nearly dead then. There are so many good draws from this position. Yeah, you can resolve that, sure. Milling himself away over there. There are so many good draws for our deck here. We've been a bit unlucky. Come on, top deck. Come on, top deck. I mean, it ain't bad, but it ain't good. How many is he on now? He's on 18. No, sir, you may not resolve that card. Well, I thought we'd been over this. That card, you may not resolve. How many of those are in his graveyard now? Oh, he's got another one. Sir, you may not resolve that card. If he's got another one, we are boned. We are literally dead on the spot if he's got another one in hand. He didn't have another one! Nice. Hey, we want a booster pack. Come on, let's crack a pack. Crack the pack. Crack the pack. Boom. What are we getting here? Oh, sweet. We got the Sultai Ultimatum. What does that one even do? Search your library for up to 3 monocolored cards with different names and exile them. Shuffle the card. Oh, interesting. Okay. Emma Duranke, welcome back, friend. Yeah, we're doing Magic. I think we're up at like 3-1. No, 2-2 now. But we're playing with a really left field deck. We did just take a sweet win, though. A really sweet win. Right, let's mix things up a bit. We're going to play with the Dovin Beats deck. So this is an artifact aggro deck that I'm liking to play at the moment because people have just forgotten that it's in the meta. These are very, very, very powerful cards in this deck that people are not really respecting. And so often you can just steal wins because people are like not really playing with the things that this deck does in mind. Creative name. Yeah, you know it, buddy. We're playing mono blue control for a reason, friend. That is not a good enough hand. That is not a good enough hand. That is, though. So one thing about this deck is you have to mulligan quite aggressively. Okay, an Arboreal Grazer. Uh-oh. He's going to try and do big stuff. He's going to try and do big stuff. He's accelerating his resources. You can go on ahead and let it be my turn now, buddy. There's a button on your screen, which if you press it, lets it be my turn. Nice. Oh, but you do know Magic then, Emma Duranke. Well, that will set you in good stead. Oh, Christ. That is probably okay, to be honest. It's pretty ugly, but it's okay. Yeah, sure. Hit me. Make me bleed. So now's when you press that button that says end your turn. This guy seems to have a real... likes to think a lot when there's no decisions on the table. So, alright, now, if he has a kill spell, we lose the game. If he doesn't have a kill spell, we might be okay. Steel Overseer! Now you know what the plan is, my friend! Can you stop me? I mean, he's got 3 red mana. He probably has a kill spell. Oh, he's targeting the Steel Overseer. Ooh, that'll do, because now it can fight my Steel Overseer. Good game. There you go, so he kills the Steel Overseer. We have no recourse, so that's a game. The other thing about this deck is, it's very fast. You either win or you lose very rapidly, so no wasted time when playing this deck. So we mulliganed down to 5 there, and we were on the draw, which for this deck is quite bad. And yeah, we had to. The only ray of hope was that Steel Overseer, and he had a kill spell for it. So you know, we take these knocks. It ain't too bad. This is a very aggressive strategy that I'm running here, but sometimes you get these brilliant board states that are really interactive and fun. Like this deck can be a lot of fun, but we'll see how it plays out here. How many million expansions are we on now? Oh, good God, I wouldn't care to count them. A lot. Okay, here we go. How does digital magic work? Just like paper magic, except you can't see their face. Oh, okay, this is a better hand. We're on the play! Alright, this is much more like it. There's a lot of strength in this hand. Except that we don't have a turn 1 play. If we had a Ginger Brute, this would be the ideal opening. Oh God, we're up against a Lurrus deck, so we're boned! Right. I'm hoping he just doesn't have kill spells or something. Oh, but he doesn't need them, because it's this deck. Oh. He can just kill me with the value enchantment thingy, whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called. I don't know the meta very well at the moment, but that card. Yeah, it is free to play. I have not put... No, actually, I have put some money into Magic the Gathering Arena, but not very much. I just open packs for free, usually. That's all I do. Whenever you cycle a card, you gain a life. That is actually pretty good for him, to be honest. Okay. So I think we just need to put the pressure on. So we go for, hang on. Steel Overseer number 2. And Emery. Oh my god, that was so much gas! Look at that! That looks good. Alright. Okay, buddy, you've got to answer my board, because it's looking nasty for you, friend. You must have a play. Okay. That's the beginnings of a play. You must have many plays, actually, because the cycling deck is just always live. It's so consistent. This is the problem with this deck, really. Cycling, pardon me, is a tool that has a lot of consistency. Right, okay. He's letting us untap with double Steel Overseer. And we drew Dovin. I don't think we can realistically play Dovin here. It's a shame, because he'd be very good. Alright, so we activate Emery. We play Ginger Brute. Play Brute. Then we activate full control mode. We play the Corridor Monitor. Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay, we resolve the monitor. We put the activation on the stack. We target Steel Overseer. Submit. Then before that resolves, we activate the Overseer. Resolve that. Now the Corridor Monitor ability resolves on our tapped Steel Overseer, untapping it, leaving us with 2 Steel Overseers untapped and a Corridor Monitor on 2-5. So that's the correct order to do those events so that you get the 2-5 Corridor Monitor and the extra Steel Overseer activation. Then we proceed to combat. Yep. And we declare the Ginger Brute as an attacker. And then we say, would you like to block? And he says no. So then we make our Ginger Brute into a 4-4. And we hit him. And then it's his go. What does that do? That is fine. That is not going to save his life anytime soon. Jesus Christ. Look how much value he gets out of this deck. It's insane. Ugh. Alright, we got the 4th mana. We've got another Ginger Brute in the yard. Okay, so what we do this turn is we play Ginger Brute out of the yard. He's going to cycle a card to get some value, but that's fine. It's a lot of value, but still, whatever. I play the Ginger Brute. Then I play Dovin. Then I make a flyer. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 power. So it is actually hypothetically possible that he could kill my Corridor Monitor. But I still think that I attack with it. Yep, so he's just going to chump it with a token, that's fine. And then next turn we are set to attack for a large amount, so he will want to try and stop us by then, basically. So what's the play, sir? Onslaught! My god, Emma Duranke, you are a veteran. Oh shit. So okay, now he has his damage engine on board. So now we are on the clock. Now he's going to start killing us at quite a rate. The question is it faster than we're going to kill him? This is a race. Look how much value he gets just for cycling a card, which already draws him a card, man. Cycling is... I don't like the way they've designed this most recent set at all. Very winny. So, okay, then we're going to create another Thopter. And then what have we got in the yard? We've got that Lochtwain Gargoyle. Yeah. Or do we want the Trampler? Do we want Trample or do we want a potential flying creature? Well, we already need to spend the mana, so actually it has to be the Stonecoil Serpent. So we're going to play that for 1. And then we're going to play the Arcanist's Owl. Oh, fuck! Oh, I'm so bad at this game. I forgot I need 2 mana. Shit. Oh god, I might have just thrown the game. Well, that's bad. Shit. I'm quite bad at this. I think I might have just thrown the game. That was so bad. Does he have anything with reach? No? Okay. Oh, that's so bad. Why am I so bad at this game, everyone? Oh well, that'll learn me. Oh my god, I'm so bad. All right, can he 18 me this turn? I don't know that he can. Okay, that's the first step. So he can definitely 12 me. Oh my god, look at the amount of value. Oh my god, he's going to leave it there. Huh. We might be in an okay position then. He's on 24. We can hit him for 17. Oh yeah, I think he might actually be dead. Okay, buddy, can you survive? Are you okay? I was going to BM him. I'm not going to BM him. It's got trample though, friend. Okay, so that puts him to, just so we're clear, minus 22. All right, yeah, we got him. We got him. Ding! Well, that was good. Took that one. All right. I've been streaming for 3.5 hours, so I'll play like one more game and then I think I'm going to have to go and get my life in order. Oh. So we've broken even today, haven't we? Which is not bad given that I haven't played Magic for like 2 months. I'm quite out of practice, and that I have no idea what the standard meta looks like at all at the moment. We're finding it out as we go. It is fun creating imaginary decks, though, creative name. There's so much space in Magic to do stuff. Okay, yep, we're on the play with a hand that looks fine, so we can definitely roll with this. Another Lurrus deck? Oh no, it's Kahira. How to approach this? If I play Fabled Passage now, I get punished in that regard, but if I don't get punished that hard, though. Okie dokie. We make our intentions clear. Boom, in for one. You, sir, are the defender. I am the attacker. How plead ye? Scry one. A worthy first turn, sir. Puts it to the bottom. Okay, we drew another land, that's lucky. In for another one. I have taken off 10% of your life total, sir. You're on warning. Ooh, a bronze hide lion. That's actually kind of annoying. But that's okay, because we've got this creature, which has protection from multicolored. Okay, we can't actually attack this turn, because his 3/3 will check my what is essentially a 2/2. Gem Razor. Reach, trample, mutate. Destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. Oh, that seems very handy, sir. That probably is game winning, because by destroying the Steel Overseer, this game is essentially over. So he's going to mutate the Bronzehide Lion. Boom! And then he's going to destroy the Steel Overseer. He went for the Stonecoil Serpent! Are you dumb? He must have more in artifact removal. That is a mistake. That is a mistake. Well, okay. Wow, he lets me keep the Steel Overseer. That seems really silly. I don't understand that. What am I missing? He must have more artifact removal. But even then, you'd want to kill the Steel Overseer first. That feels like a big mistake for him. I mean, he's given us so much damage. Why would you not destroy the Steel Overseer there? I don't understand. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Oh, now he can destroy it. Oh, because he gets to do that every time it mutates. Okay, so this is me learning how mutate works. Okay, alright. Now he destroys the Steel Overseer, having realised his mistake. I see. Interesting. Well, we have to keep piling on the pressure, and that's what we're going to do, but it does look very good for him now that he has this recurring source of artifact removal. So I think we're going to lose, but, I mean, we can make it as close as possible, can't we? I mean, he is on 5. This is quite a lot of damage. There is a slim chance that we might be able to... I mean, he's got this whole turn to dig himself out of trouble, though, and he's got this recurring artifact removal, so... one has to imagine that we are done for. Yeah, so this turn he can destroy the Ginger Brute, perhaps? Yeah, if he doesn't destroy the Ginger Brute, he, like, basically dies on the spot, doesn't he? This is so good. How does he just have this in his opening hand against me? This is so good. Oh my god, is it triggering 3 times? Oh. Okay, then. Oh, I see. So it triggers for all of the... Oh, okay. All right, okay. So I'm just learning how mutate works. So yeah, he gets to destroy my Ginger Brute. I shall respond! You didn't see this coming, did you? Twirls moustache. Not enough, though. And he's gaining life now. So I feel like he's basically there now, isn't he? Yeah, he gets the Bronzehide Lion. I'm not really sure what we could draw that would... Okay, that's a start. It's an interesting start. Okay, I think we have to take the risky +1 line here. And so we can actually hit him for 6 here. Sorry, for 3. Oh, it has reach. Bloody hell. Well, alright then. Yeah, I think we're definitely boned. It's been a good game, though. It's been quite interesting. You know, we nearly had him, and we've learned a lot about how mutate works. How can... so the gargoyle can fly if I pay 4 mana. That's the... Oh, God! Oh, he has a questing beast. That is like the perfect draw. Oh, and the changes to this haven't actually happened yet. Okay, yeah, we're dead. If this was tomorrow, there's a slim chance here, but it's not tomorrow, so we're boned. So if we block nothing, then Dovin goes to 2. We take 9. That puts us to 8. We can block the lion, actually. That's like free. In fact, we can just kill the lion. Oh no, it's indestructible. No, it can gain indestructible. Wait, he doesn't actually have the mana. Okay, that seems like a bad attack. Or we can sacrifice the Emery as well to block the beast. But it can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. So that actually doesn't work. I'm just deciding, because if we keep Dovin alive, then... I think we do actually want to keep Dovin alive. Let's keep Dovin alive. Because then we get to -7 him, and that seems good. Yeah, that seems fine. So we lose the monitor, but that's okay. That seems fine. That is like best case for us. Ha ha ha! I'm going to make this flying! Okay. Alright, let's see what we get with the Dovin spin. -7. Here we go, we get 3 of these for free. Da 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 da. Oh god, they're terrible. We get an All That Glitters, actually. What creatures have we got? We can put the All That Glitters on the gargoyle. That's close to a kill. Oh, they only go into your hand? Oh shit, I thought you actually just got them for free. Oh no. Alright, well that's not nearly so good, is it? Okay. And he's out of gas, so if we can just survive, we kind of probably maybe win. Let's play a puppet. Actually, wait, what have we got in the graveyard to work with? Okay, there's definitely some interesting stuff down there. So we could... This is 2, so we could spend 3 mana on that. And play the mana forward key. I don't think Gideon's any good here. So our aim here is just to survive. For a turn. And then maybe kill him next turn if he leaves the door open for us. It depends what he draws here. It depends what he draws here. If it's anything with mutate, and it probably is, there's a good chance, then that's very bad. And we're taking a lot of damage, but that's fine. We've got damage. Oh, sorry. Didn't realise he's waiting on me. Anything else? No, no interest in blocking. Cool, yep, take 9, that's fine. Wow. Okay. Do we have him? Oh shit, I don't have the mana. Ah, this is very close, but I don't have the mana, do I? So we can hit him for 5. That's the most I can see. So... That thing actually has Death Touch. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so we need 3 mana, so we have 2 to spend. So I feel like we need the other Steel Overseer here. So we grab this Overseer. And we play this Overseer. Okay, that's fine. This is balanced quite finely. 4, 5. It's balanced so finely that I think we need to play this Emery. Just so that we have another blocker. So this Emery is probably on chump blocking. So choose the one I want to keep. So this one, please. Now we resolve Emery's ability. This is a tight game now. I don't like giving him more draw phases. It's so rough, but we can't not. Okay, so now I just pass the turn. And we just hope. We just hope that he has nothing but air in his hand. Seems unlikely, doesn't it? Oh no, so he can mutate the Gem Razor. Yeah, we probably lose. That gives it lifelink, so we definitely lose. We played so well. We played quite well, but I fucked it up somewhere. I definitely think there was a winning line in this game. I'm pretty sure I fucked it up. Each opponent loses X life and you gain X life. Oh god. Am I just dead on the spot? No, that's 4. Create 2 dudes. Search for a land and destroy one of my artifacts. Sorry. I mean, so he's getting a lot of value here, but... so he wants to destroy that one. That is okay. Oh, okay. Weird not to go for this one and force my hand, but there you go. Alright, so now he can attack. He only attacks with 2. That's a lethal attacker, mate. Oh, I mean, it's his decision. So now we can use the Steel Overseer a little bit. But we have to block with the Gargoyle. We have to block the Questing Beast with the Gargoyle. And that was our kill option. So yeah, we're definitely dead. Darn it. Yeah, I definitely screwed this one up. There was definitely some work to be done, but yeah, that's the way when you play these decision-intensive decks with lots of very dynamic lines. All right, so now we go to blocks. We're gonna actually kill that, and I'm just wondering if I want this in my graveyard or not. Yeah, that's fine. Oh my god, he's got another one. Okay. There's just no way I can deal him 12. We're not far off, actually, because we can use Emery to get back the Ginger Brute, and then we can put all that glitters on the Brute, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be 7 points of damage, but it's 9 points of damage, actually. It's just not close enough, is it? Oh, well, go on then. Let's show him the line. Let's show him the line. All right, mate, so here's what we do. We get the ginger brute. Oh. Here we go. We play the ginger brute. Here we go. We put all that glitters. Cancel. Expend the mana correctly, and then we put all that glitters on the ginger brute. Okay, and then we give the ginger brute haste. And then we attack with the ginger brute. Which he can't block. Oh, that creature has reach. Oh, sorry, it has haste. That's the one it needs. Okay, it has haste. Okay, yeah. I guess you saw it. Good game. All right, well, that one was pretty close, but we do get defeated. And to be honest, like I feel like that was definitely a retrievable game. Yeah, Questing Beast has haste. Yeah, well spotted, creative name. I totally forgot that. I always forget it's haste that they need and not reach to block the ginger brute, but of course it's haste. Cool. All right, well, good few games there. Absolutely. Awesome. Okay, so for the first time today, we managed to stream StarCraft 2 and Magic the Gathering Arena. And a lot of fun it was too. Yeah, that was really cool. We also had some amazing games of Company of Heroes too. Some really good ones there, so that was fun as well. And that's going to bring an end to this stream, busting in a new record here at 3 minutes 51 seconds. Thank you very much to everybody in chat for hanging around and discussing. And I know we went into some new stuff, and I know that that's not for everybody, but I'm really glad that still chat was active and we had a lot of fun doing some new things. And yeah, we got some great Company of Heroes games. So thank you very much, creative name Emma Duranke, for hanging around to the bitter end here. Very much appreciated. Thank you to everybody else who managed to tune in at various stages throughout the cast. And pardon me. We'll be casting Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which means that the next time I'll see you will be on Friday at 1100 hours GMT. So until such time, thank you one last time for tuning in. And this for now, Magpie 842 signing out.